think I'm having internet issues. So like I was just asking if
What was it? OBS?
audio was cutting off or something. I think it's Telstra. That's alright.
Telstra.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go on.
It's coming back on there.
Yeah.
No, it's coming on.
It's online
right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Coxie
Oh,
raised a
thank
good
you,
point
thank
as
you.
well. Like you can farm ancient sacks with acid
Mm.
spray, so it's pretty good.
I think it's only going to be viable alchemist as a mid alchemist. Like I said, with that tiny thing, you give it to the tiny. Tiny has ags with AC
Yeah.
blink by like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then you can
that's what I
snowball
think.
from that.
So I think we're going to see some interesting things in tournaments with alchemist, particularly mid. I sincerely doubt that every alchemist being played in pubs apart from 2 weeks here, because at the end of the day in pub, no one likes to jack someone else, and that's what alchemist is. It's like a HJ for everybody.
Oh yeah. I think it just means late game. If it's like 60 minutes, everyone has like the Agnes buff from the alchemist.
Yep.
And it's the stats as well. Like you don't have ags. You just
Yeah,
have an extra
exactly.
500
Even if
HP.
you don't need ags as an item, like it gives quite a
It's
bit
just
of
like if
stats.
alchemist has like 10k gold, you know.
Might as well
Yeah,
just
have an axe.
buy an axe and have an axe. The next hero, axe finally got a bit of a nerf. Most interesting nerf, obviously, color alignment and attachability bonus from 40% to 30%. Fine. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Something.
I know. I really think 30% is still not enough. I think 30%, like that.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of a Mask of Madness.
Wait, what's this?
And
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh,
so in other words, Culling Blade's ultimate axe. He jumps
okay.
in, he ulties, and everyone's running 30% faster. It kind of mutes
Yeah, it's crazy.
some other abilities, Spirit Breaker, who's trying to give an aura for movements, or Centaur charge, but I guess they kind of buff that a different way.
Yeah.
But I just think like make it like 15, 20%. Like at 30 is still a lot.
Well,
I mean, they'd be running max speed.
Coming, you know, when 6.84 was announced, I mean, there were a lot of talk about, oh, okay, they're going to have axe roll. They're going to have to, nerf roll. Have to nerf, but they're going to have to nerf axe. They're going to have to nerf Joe. Now, all four of these heroes, as we go through the heroes, got their nerfs,
Yeah.
but they weren't huge. They weren't huge at all. None of them like crazy, and I think that's maybe
I think that's
all
good.
could argue is a big one, but I agree. I think that's a good thing. I think balancing heroes out by nerfs or by nerfs, but you know, by change of the meta with these new items.
Yeah. What and maybe you haven't picked up, but a lot of things that are cast points are much more big than you think. So if it's 0.3 to 0.4,
Yeah.
It just means you have that extra time to dodge it or stun him. And if you ever
stun
stun
him,
or
yeah.
disable an axe while he's blinked, then you know you can turn the team fight.
Hey, with this new pick mechanic, does that mean that if you hex axe, he'll be seeing one of these little fish or lamb or whatever? I guess he would be.
How that work with the animation? Oh.
Exactly. I'm curious. Are you just a little helix just fly around your fish? I think it'd be great. I'm a fan, and two small nerfs, but both very big. The mana cost from Brain, yes, because he had so many mana problems. I'll take it, even if it's 25 mana.
Right?
I mean buff. Sorry, yeah, buff.
Yeah.
The extra 25 mana, I'll take.
Yes,
And Quad of Life, you can now end Nightmare on anything. So if you cast it on an ally, if you cast it on an enemy, Bane can just, because it used to be, alright, the jumping on carry, I have to Nightmare him to give him the invulnerability, then you auto attack, get the Nightmare on yourself, and then cancel it. Now you just the auto attack and you just turn off the Nightmare. I think is great. So
definitely,
Bane,
if you go into the pro scene, the second one would be so important. The unit's affected by Nightmare and provides no vision, because the ability to have vision and have intel is so important. But if you can Nightmare someone and they have no vision of what's happening, you don't know what the enemies could be up to. It'd be so much harder for Mirana. It'd be so much easier for Mirana Arrow. That kind of is gonna. Yeah, everyone's just gonna be like.
Bottom line
like,
is, I'm gonna be playing some more Bane. There's gonna be some more Bane.
Yeah, and Poppy played a really badass Bane in Starlight 12 as well, so he'd probably pick it a lot more now. Speaking of which, apparently
honest,
Poppy got replaced as captain and drafter. of secret.
You
No,
can.
it's just for the time being. I think
Ah.
they were screwing around in Star Ladder. Like I don't think they actually took it seriously. Is what they're
Well, if
saying.
I would know better about life, because I mean, not to talk about the Dota scene too much. Wow, what a upset.
But Zai is very strong. Don't
Mm.
like, but it is Puppy regardless. The other thing I wanted to mention was Bane. I was surprised that they didn't pick Bane up more against Troll because Troll's so big. He has an ability that can delay him with his ultimate and hold him in place, so he can't do anything regardless if he BK's
Yeah.
Bs. He has an ability that goes through BKB that takes away a lot of his damage, and then he has Nightmare. Surprised no one picked him up against the Troll because I think he's a very nice counter to the Troll, and a lot of times Troll would be a big problem.
Interesting.
Team. Yeah.
We'll see.
I like the hero.
Well,
I
I
like
think.
him more.
Well, I mean, yeah, 64, a new rival counter to Troll, in Captain's mode, Winter Wyvern.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
She's been
Winter Wyvern.
added to Captain's mode, and she got a lot of interesting buffs in a couple of reworks. We'll talk about that in a second. The heroes in the BC section we want to talk about.
Just quickly, if you're playing Bat Rider, you know how they nerfed the damage to 200 or 50 damage for 4 seconds. If you read it, the thing is, if you put sticky napalm on him, and if you have like 2 or 3, it does more damage
I
because
was
like,
about to say,
it
you
adds
said it's a
damage
nerf,
every
and I don't think
second.
you can nerf. I think it's a buff, because yeah, if you're playing and you've got those couple levels of napalm, and you have like your 3-4 stacks, what that work? Okay, it's like 3-4 stacks is like 10, 15 extra damage per hit.
Yeah, it can be a buff, but the difference is you have to work a lot more. You have to be able to put 2 or 3 sticky napalm. Before it was just 300 damage, regardless. And also, Firefly got nerfed, so it's harder to jungle and level 1, and getting level 1 to level 2 is going to be harder.
Yeah.
The other one is Beastmaster. I think back. I know I'm jumping, but
I think Beastmaster was already back, but I think now it's like
he's really
him now. He's super back. Like for base damage increase. That's chunky.
And like the cold wild boar point, but I think the main thing is going to be the necro, because Beastmasters now skip blink and go straight necro. Like that's the first item they get. And they necros level 1 to do like I don't know 60 damage. 60 damage for 1, and let me check quickly. I'm down. And it's really cool to see the indirect buffs. And he's he's the first. Yep, he gets more health. Necro warrior damage increased from 25 feet to 75 to 45. So it nearly doubles.
Yeah.
And 40 range, 80, 120 to 60, 90, 120. Yeah, so I think if you get a level 1 necro and you roll someone, you can kill them instantly.
You can
Not
probably
instantly,
kill
but
them.
you can
Yeah,
kill them
with
in the stun with the necro. Anyone, I think if you can get it.
Mention there's a push that you'll be having access to.
Oh yeah, but like that was the strat. Like if you get Necro 3 and stuff, you just roll them, and anyone who gets rolled just dies because of the Necro.
Yeah.
Because
That I'm really excited to talk about is Bounty Hunter.
Oh.
You got a couple of that should cost is the damage lifted by 4, but then you the great range, which is 12 down. What the hell? And then the thing that makes me sort of giggle now is that when you track someone, you can now see how much gold they're carrying.
I like that. I like that.
I like that too, and I think it comes back to sort of the gold mechanics we have here. I think ganking heroes are going to become so much stronger in this patch.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, finish.
Yeah, because you have your bounty hunter who goes in biz, basically tracks, sees who's your chunkiest, or you'll know who's your chunkiest by level and by farm, tracks them down, gets your kill. That's a solo kill. All that bounty goes to you, and you'll get that additional percentage bonus if they're ahead, which is crazy.
Like I know in pubs like maybe it's not as important, but I know in the pro scene like this just gives extra information to know like if someone else is gonna get it. Yeah.
But also it's really cool.
Look,
it's like bounty hunter actually being a bounty hunter.
Definitely. Like, information is so important. Like, vision and information is so important in the professional scene. Just knowing what things are, where things are, what's going to happen. And to know if they have this much money could change your behavior a bit. You can maybe
Well,
try
I
to gank
think
them
even in
earlier,
pubs
or you
it's
can know when they
useful.
get over.
It's pubs.
You know,
It's super useful.
I think
mean,
it's useful in pubs. I just think
how close
you know,
is
people
how
might
close
not
is that
utilize
scepter
it.
to radiance? How close is that naga to radiance? Do we need to pressure them?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
even small stuff like that, I think is very important. Like, how close is that axe to blink?
Yeah.
Massive. Like, if you knew that.
I think
So.
I just think the main thing was the shuriken toss damage. It's always been very what should I say? It's been very retarded, and like I know that it's been like why would it be 100 to 200, 250 to 325? Like it goes the first and second goes up by 100, and then the next one goes by 50. Like no one would have skilled it because of that 50 damage, and then it goes 75.
Now it's
This
75
way, it
across the
makes
board.
so much more sense.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that okay, so they increased the intelligence and they made it more damage.
Mm.
So I think you're gonna get so much more options with Bounty Hunter, especially just maxing the shuriken toss.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyone else? Oh, Trez. I mean, Darth. Yeah, you have to give us a hero that you've been looking at.
Oh, that we're going down the list.
Are we going to?
No,
Yeah.
we're just kind of going through main ones. Like some are very little and.
No,
Yeah.
we've been going through it in alphabetical
We're going
order.
through the list.
Yeah.
No, we're going through the list alphabetically. I'm just going down. I'm just picking ones that I, have given me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go through
Okay,
every single
so
one. Yeah.
Centaur War Runner, and like I think.
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned this.
Wait! You skipped a very important one. The brood mother.
Oh,
go
did
for
we
it.
now?
Oh,
The brood mother buff.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like,
like
if
so
you want
unnecessary.
to put like a desolator on the brood mother, you know.
No, put lifesteal on that. Ho.
Incapacitating bite is no
shooting
longer
lifesteal,
a
I
unique
think-
attack modifier, so that's huge
Um,
in how you itemize
I think
brood.
the most OP thing that's gonna come out is gonna be Skadi for her, cause you're gonna have like what 40 slow, 50 slow plus your extra 40 slow you do by your passive. So it's gonna be 80 or 90 slow just for every attack,
Oh.
cause it's stacking. So Skadi could be an item. If I'm
that's
thinking
fair
one
call.
item's gonna be OP on the brood mother, it's probably the
Yep.
Skadi.
That's fair enough.
Unless you guys think of another way.
No,
Maybe
that's
Desolator.
probably. You
Push
could, no, I was about to
fallacy,
say
yeah.
Desolator maybe, yeah, more of that push strat, more of that aggressiveness, but I think Scarlet is probably a little more scary on Broodmother. But yes, I want to talk about Centaur Warrunner because I love him as a hero, and now this is gonna bring up one of the moral dilemmas that come out of 6.84, which is some of these. There's a lot of Aghanim Scepter upgrades in this patch, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth buying an Aghanim Scepter upgrade on some of these heroes when it doesn't synergize well? And this is a good example. Centaur Warrunner, now Aghanim Scepter upgrade. His Stampede reduces all incoming damage, not just physical, all incoming damage by 70%, which is
big number.
ridiculous, and lets allies.
Bristlebacks is 40 if you turn your back. And like, see how tanky he is. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then also gives all allies free movements, trees, cliffs, and you just run through them. Like
5-man
they're like
charge
visage
over a
birds,
pit.
just like flying through everything.
What a team fight ability! What a team fight! It also probably will no doubt lead to. Imagine if you're gonna have Roche fights.
Yeah,
and you'll do
like
this
coming from the
Ags,
cliff.
and so many people,
That's fucking terrifying.
People are gonna get cliffed.
It's so terrifying.
You'd be shitting your pants. You'd be shitting your pants if you see 5 heroes coming out.
It's like you just see the roar, and then suddenly like these 5 people come from like above, and it's like shit.
So undoubtedly one of the coolest Ag Scepter upgrades I've seen. But the question remains, because Centaur Warrun, you've got to get that strength up on him. He's so dependent on that. Is Ags a viable option for Centaur? Would you?
Well, if they have an
buying
alchemist.
this?
No,
easy enough.
I think you'll get it, and you'll the thing about it is, Stampede has always been like an initiator or de-initiator, get in and out. But now you can actually use Stampede during a fight. So imagine you're in a fight, and then all the big abilities about to come out. If you pop your charge, then everyone's getting 70% reduced damage. It's like an Omni ult just for a bit longer.
Yeah, it's great.
just
So
for
bottom
3
line,
seconds, it's nice.
worth getting Ags. I think it is because you still get that +10 to his strength.
Yeah.
You get that you get that massive boost with health, which you want that tank on Centaur just so he can dish out more damage through return. Like I think Ags is in this case this is a hero that can look at Ags
You
as a core item now.
you
Yeah,
definitely brought up a
70%
good
as well.
point. Like, yeah, you definitely brought up a good point in the sense that Aghanims, like, would you get it? Would you not? And the thing is, a lot of times, and you'll see like it's going to be a theme. There's a lot of Ags that it's awesome to get, but it's not so much viable because, like, say you might be a support, and like, how are you gonna farm 4.2k? You're not good. Center War Runner on the other hand, usually you get a blink by 10, 11 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then you might farm like a 4 for Blade Mail. This time you can go straight into an Aghanim.
Straight
It might
Ags,
take a bit longer, and it's definitely viable.
It's no, because I can see a build. Where depending on the farm in the early lane, you might get a Vanguard before you blink. Otherwise, go straight blink. After your Tranquil boots, you go Tranquil, Tranquil into Ags into Heart of Tarask, and that is a scary Centaur.
I think it'd be so important. I mean, like the Vanguard is still great, but getting that early blink because how we talk about how ganking is going to be more viable, and they're trying to incentivize it.
Very true.
So you want to get all the kills up, and you have to do it smart. And if you get more kills, the quicker you get an Ags, and the quicker you can be OP and finish the game.
Very true. Well, it's interesting you say that. Like so many Ags upgrades, we're going to get through them as we go through. But I think the reason that we're seeing these cool Ags upgrades on heroes that wouldn't normally buy Ags is to make this Alchemist Ags build a thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, that is, I think that's one important, and like, I agree. The other one is that it's because you see all these cool Ags upgrade on these carries, and people made the point that you wouldn't get it if you're a carry, but if you're trying to go for more kind of utility support kind of hero, you could get the
Then
Ags.
you can get it. Yeah,
it gives you more options to be a support or be a utility. But if you're a carry, you wouldn't really get it. But
I agree.
It's there.
Yep.
The options
It's there. Absolutely. So Centaur War Runner. Oh, just got to play a lot more of him. That's so like I only just started learning him. I love him. He's a big motherfucker. But now he's like a critical asset to the team.
Yeah.
Clinks.
Wait, on Centaur, I wasn't sure yesterday, but does his ulti work on units controlled by heroes? So like Lone Druid, Bear, Chen Creeps and stuff like that?
That's a good question. I would imagine
it would
yes.
probably work on Lone Druid's Bear. I'm not too sure about the other units. I think it might. I think it works with all units under your control.
So
don't quote me on that.
You could go with Chen. I mean, we can test it out right now. But you could go on Chen and just go down with 4 Centaurs.
Yeah. It would make a lot of sense for it to work with all the units. Because or else then it's like you're a Chen and your creeps.
Yeah, and your creeps are walking around.
Shit.
Yeah, here we go. Affects every player controlled allied unit except for wards, specters, haunt, illusions, and invulnerable allies. So yeah, basically everybody.
Damn, that's terrifying.
So yeah, you could have now you got me juicing. Like you have that Roche fight, you call the Stampede, and you have Chen like rush in with 4 Centaurs.
What are you gonna do?
Do you remember?
4 Centaurs. Centaur brought his friends.
Stomp.
When do you BKB?
Do you remember how the first when the first Stampede came out and how OP
it stuns everyone? Yeah.
1 second stun.
Oh,
yeah.
This
Crazy.
one, if you have the Scepter upgrade, like it could make it just as broken.
I think even more.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
it's more broken with the Ags.
Well, it's that damage decrease is massive.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's huge.
Yeah,
Scales
we'll
into
see.
the late
I
game
think
as well.
I think they will scale it back to something like 40% incoming damage, something like that. Like 70% is a lot. But I mean, like even if it's just to run through obstructions and cliffs, like that's a big thing.
It's huge.
Like, the
it's
amount
huge.
of options you can do.
I can't wait to try. I can't wait to get that Ags and just go nuts. Anyway, I want to talk about Clinks. His Death Pack cooldown, level 3, only 25 seconds. That's insane. I wonder if that's even long enough to double cast.
I would think.
I'm just trying to check.
What happens if you
double?
double cast? Does it just replace it, or does it
I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
you can double cast because Death Pack's duration is 35 seconds.
All right. I'm just gonna quickly test this out. Like this is something I have to test out. Keep talking, and I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, get back to us. All right. Now we're gonna come to again. This is what like we're talking Bane buff. We're talking these support buffs, and now we're talking about the ultimate support, Crystal Maiden.
Yeah.
Hold on. If we can go back buffs. Just one quick second to the Clinks. That no one's realized this, but there's I've got a friend who he can get like 6.5, 6.7k just by playing Clinks. But no one has really picked up on it, and like to the point that like they have nerfed it. For him, I reckon he can get 7.2, 7.3k just because of this. Just because he's actually more stronger than you think, and no one has realized it. Because he plays him as mid, and he ganks, and he can kill support so quickly. So I'm surprised no one has really been abusing him as much as he has. Because like, I think he's really strong.
I think the problem it depends because the problem with Clinks is you've got the supports right. But if you don't position yourself very well, it's so easy to get kited. Like once you juke him, and then it's very hard for Clinks to catch up after that.
Oh yeah.
Like if you can't get that damage off with the strafe in time, and then they pop around the corner, that's it. It's very hard to chase after that. I remember
like because like playing with this guy, and like he's a really good player. Once he gets his BKB, I remember because I was playing, like it was a team versus team. He literally went up onto our T3s, BKB'd and killed 3 people with it.
God.
I just don't know how he does it. Like compared, like he's just an insane Clinks player compared to everyone else. He's probably played like so many freaking games of Clinks. He's just abused that hero. But I mean, like, you know, I think I think he can come back if people play him. I mean, like, if people like decide, I mean, he's strong. It's just I don't know why people aren't picking him up as frequently. I want to see him more. All right.
Anyway,
now you can talk about
Crystal Maiden time. Now it's Crystal Maiden time. Oh, so good. All right, the craziest one of all the buffs you got, because they were all basically buffs. Frostbite cooldown reduced yet again. Now 6 seconds at level 4.
I love
this
it.
This fucker has a 50% downtime. Like. Frostbite, and then 3 seconds later, just Frostbite again. What is this madness?
Imagine if she gets Lotus Orb or whatever. It's gonna be like 2 seconds cooldown.
Okay. You're gonna find this out. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but you know with Coddle, he has an ability to decrease your spells by 4 seconds.
Yeah,
right?
with his chakra magic. Now imagine this
on the Frostbite.
Yeah.
That's 2 Frostbites up in a team fight.
Yep.
You know, that's Frostbite.
There's no cooldown. I mean, so what is it? So 4 seconds off 6. That's 2. It lasts 3 seconds. Yeah. Like you can use it, and then you can use it again.
Like anyway, like Crystal Maiden, so good. I want to see her more viably. I want to see her play more in pro scenes. And then the Crystal Nova got buffed. Its duration was decreased by level 4.
It's a
static 4.5 slow, but at now a 50% slow for 4.5 seconds as an AOE. So
so a lot of times you think about the slow, but the attack slow 50% is really big. You know, like you know Phoenix is about 80 to 90, and you can barely attack. So Crystal Maiden's gonna be 50. So they'll be doing essentially half the damage. You pretty much cut physical DPS by half.
Such a good team fight ability. And now, of course, with freezing field cooldown, just a static 90 seconds for all 3 levels. I want to see more of her. I want to see more of her out there. What more do you want, people, to make her more viable?
Not only that, but if you see some of the items, then that you can equip to Crystal Maiden, the new ones, good. It's like there's more incentives to get her.
Yeah. Darkseer.
Okay, we're about to get to the next one, but this is Darth's hero, man. So
yeah, I was about to say, man, this is
Darkseer.
Buffs. Yeah,
Darkseer.
I don't play him that often. Just no one likes him.
Well,
I think he's OP.
You used to play him all the time.
Like,
I've never played him all the time. I ran him and was like, alright.
I'm like, I know, you know, before everyone used to, I mean, like, you used to like when you used to talk about him, then everyone stopped playing him because I think he just kind of fell off completely.
Darkseer.
I think this brings him back. He can have 3 iron shells on the map at one time.
No,
That- the first
but
thing.
remember the ancients I mean the neutrals as well. Like those who aren't like the mud golems. You can farm mud golems as well. If you have a stack and you get
God.
like 3 mud golems, it doesn't matter. Like you can take them down still.
God.
So that's a massive buff to dogs here.
The other
Yeah.
thing is Wall of Replica. Now it's worth getting level 6. Because it lasts the duration 45 seconds. Like it's just 45
That's- yeah.
seconds there.
And much
Like
cheaper.
Much better.
It's a good tower defense. You can just put it up there, and for 45 seconds, that's 2 waves.
It's a good CC.
Yeah,
you
that's
control
what
the
I
fight.
took to it, like-
Yeah.
It's like you either
Oh,
go
exactly.
in and get
That's
fucked,
exactly
or
it.
like you back off.
Yeah.
And the thing with dogs
And the
here,
other
like
thing-
he always doesn't have mana, so that mana cost is actually a massive buff to him.
125. Actually, I was talking to someone, and they said there's probably no point till really late game that you'll scale it, get level 2 or 3. You just want to keep it level 1. Just because it's like it goes from 125 mana to 250 to 375.
Yeah,
Eventually, it's just
375
so
is
much
the big
easier
one.
just to have 125. Until like later game where you have like Ags or like Blink, and then you can probably like
Yep.
max it out.
Yep.
Um,
I do find the little buff to Death Prophet funny. I mean, increase the exorcism count. Like, good lord, does she get the biggest nerf? And then they're like, ooh, they went
like-
ham on Death
The
Prophet.
problem with her is her level 1 ultimate is really bad without her passive. Like 4
Yeah.
spirits. Like what does that do? Like 10 damage. Like all up.
Yeah,
Like
but now it's 6, so it's something.
Yeah.
It's something.
15 damage. Nah, but it's good.
She's
Good.
decisively in my bad hero column.
I think she still needs like an extra buff in addition to that to bring her. But
Yeah. I agree.
I think it's gonna be like a
but like
totally
if-
utility Death Prophet. So take down those outer towers really early and then build onto support arms later. I don't think he's gonna be like the OP Death Prophet.
You
that he
do
used to be.
you do have to consider the indirect buff that Death Prophet got because this patch naturally brings back more Death Ball or push strats.
Push
so it
strats,
does
yeah.
bring her viability back if
That's
they want to
true.
do some crazy kind of push thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like so it does bring her back to a certain point.
Yep.
I don't think we'll see her being played a lot, but you know they can use her.
Yeah, that's fair
All
enough.
right, the other thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Dragon Knight. I'm not sure if you want to talk about Disruptor.
No, I know. I don't care about Disruptor. I mean, look, 0.4 seconds to the kinetic field.
Yeah,
it's like
great
whatever.
Disruptor.
But Dragon Knight, this is their attempt at trying to pump Viagra into a limp dick.
It's been limp for a long while.
Yeah, DK
And
Arcana's coming.
Exactly.
Uh,
A DK
been,
Arcana? What a useless. Can someone just give me an ancient apparition set? Just one, and rather than waste your time on a Dragon Knight Arcana. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so let's have a look at his buffs. I mean, Breathe Fire reduces base damage for 35 up to 35% for 8 seconds. How cool is that?
So if you know Dragon Knight, he's usually played in the mid roll. In the mid roll, he's always like spamming Breathe Fire to farm and stuff. This way, he's also gonna have the damage. Usually the damage advantage here, especially if he has Quelling Blade. He's gonna definitely have a. And not only that, it makes him more tanky because he has his third passive, which is the regeneration and armor. So it'd be really hard to kill him or get him out of lane.
Well, keep in mind.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I mean, Dragon Breath cooldown at all 4 levels is 12 seconds. So that's like a 66% uptime for like that reduced damage. Even just a value point is good enough just to get that that lane control because for only for 4 seconds in 12-second intervals will your with your opposing hero be out damaging you, and minus 20 damage. What the fuck? In the early games, I think it's a really good addition, and I think it makes, like you said, DK mid very, very viable.
Yeah, and like you said, they're just pumping Viagra into this hero. Corrosive Breath does lethal, so I guess that's interesting. Attack percentage radius from 100 to 250 to 150. Yeah, so like a bigger AoE range, so a bit more viability. Yeah, that's really cool.
So we'll see if it's enough
To be honest,
to bring
I
DK
don't really
back.
care about Ebola Spirit because like he's not gonna be in Captain's mode.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
I agree.
he's heavily
Go ahead.
nerfed
Go
because
ahead.
in other scenes, not in Australia, you don't see him much here, but in other scenes like EU, He's pretty much in every single game, in ranked, like anywhere. That's because like he does so much. Like I played an Earth Spirit game the other day with a Pudge, and essentially my team couldn't. Like I didn't know how to play the heroes. Like I've played them 3 times, but I just kept on like pulling off saves and initiations. Everyone like, holy shit! Like what the fuck is this? And no one knew what to do with him, because essentially you have a way to go in, you have a way to get out, you have a way to save teammates. Like, and once you get your Ags. That's like someone not fighting or like not being killed for 3 seconds, and you can use that someone as well as a bowler. Like, so the nerf was really needed, but it's not as relevant in OCC.
Be happy to disagree, but Earth Spirit is the utility hero. Like he's got everything. He can roll, he can push.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Kick him away and save. Like, he's got everything. Like you mentioned. He's the utility hero.
That's why he's not in CM.
Of course, they're nerfing his damage, but his utility
that's
is
the
still
big
there.
thing.
His ability to go in, his ability to do this.
No, I think they had to nerf his damage because he was so lethal at like level 3. So fair enough.
Thank God, Magnetize can be dispelled. Oh my God.
It's so annoying. It's like you just know you're dead.
Sense. Like now if you're an Omni Knight, you're like, yeah, screw whatever. I'll be fine. Or if you're an Abaddon, just similar, but
yeah, Abaddon.
Really cool.
Or if you've just got what is it, Blade?
Diffusal.
Diffusal. That's what I'm talking about. If you got Diffusal Blade, if you're by yourself, then you're fine. I want to skip Enchantress. The only thing notable there is maybe that Impetus now pierces spell immunity,
which is I guess that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
It was the same with Clinks. You know, Clinks fire. When they use that, so now that doesn't matter if you use BKB or not. It's just she's more viable when people have BKB. She's still strong.
Yeah.
What Jessica can be using on a whatever. That's fine. We can
yeah. But Enigma, this constant damage added to Black Hole, regardless of where they are to the center. That's huge. 165 damage per second. What the?
Look,
Scary.
they had to do this because no one was getting Black Hole past level 1. There was no point for it. There was really no point to get past level, because it was just so much mana. So much mana, and thank God they fixed some of the mana problems, but it's still decently mana. This way, it does 450 around damage if you take away some of the magic, the resistance about 375 or something like that. It's strong.
Yeah.
But
Madness.
Normally you get Black Hole for the disable, not so much for the damage. So
but now it still does damage.
That being said, that's like a massive AOE damage. Like you said, like the 330. That's 500 damage.
165, like if you're 320, 480, then you take away 25.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 375. I don't know, it's like 360, something like that.
No, it's more. It's because it's 4 seconds. Black Hole is 4 seconds, so 165 of hang on, let me do my maths real quick. I think that's like 660. That's 660 damage across the duration of the Black Hole.
Wait, what? Oh my, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it's not 3 seconds. Holy shit.
It's 4 seconds. 660 AOE, and once they're in there, there's nothing they can do about it. They're gonna take the full duration. Like
now, okay, it's more reason for you to be shit scared at an Enigma if he's running towards you, because Trozu kept pointing this out, which is pretty much a lot of times Enigma's important not because of the Black Hole, but because of the threat of the Black Hole. If you run into a team fight, if you're running into the middle of a team fight and people like look at you like, holy shit, he's about to Black Hole, split, and then you kind of get them out of position. Or they're very scared. They're very scared of you.
It's so much easier to fight in.
Add to that.
And here's the other thing too, like, but if you add, because if you get Ags on Enigma, which adds his Midnight Pulse. And Midnight Pulse is doing at max level, what is it, 5%, which for a hero with 2,000 health is like, 100 per second. On top of that, so Ags, he's doing 1,000 damage thereabouts every hero caught in that Black Hole for a full duration.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's crazy.
If you get the whole team in there, that's 5,000 or so damage.
The thing is, if he gets
plus refresher.
Pulse, hold on. Let's see if he gets Ags. Because Ags puts in Midnight Pulse. If he Midnight Pulse, jump in,
and then
pull
hold
back
back.
off.
You get 2 minute pulses.
It
Plus
stacks.
the pull damage. I think you can kill everyone. I think you can nearly get everyone to.
That'd be
death.
be
that'd
about
be
1400, 1300 damage.
6%. Because what it the damage is what 4? I forgot. Okay, what's black hole? I mean, what's midnight pulse damage? Does anyone know?
It's 5.25% of their health every second.
Okay, so it'll be 10%. Because you get 2 midnight pulses, about 50%, 50, 55 plus an extra
like depending on the hero, it's anywhere
damage.
between an extra. Yeah, exactly. It's anything for an extra 600, 800 damage.
If you can get all of that,
that's crazy. Wow. Well, there you go.
Wow.
Get bottom line. Get better at Enigma, DQ. That's my challenge to you. That's what I want to see. I want to see a midnight pulse on top of an Ags. Yeah, exactly.
Half the time,
You
it's tough because like you don't need. I mean, you need the backup. Like you need the backup damage, but now you got it. Like whatever.
Not now. Not now. Exactly. Throw in the black hole and let your Eidolons just mop up what's left.
All right. Do you remember? And this is onto Garkov. Do you remember how I told you how cast points is very important to Dota? Just being able to stop and again, like it's actually more important than you think. This Rocket Barrage no longer has a cast point. Usually, when you press it, you have to stop a bit while they're running away, so they can run out of your AOE range. This time, they cannot run away from you. You get phase boots, and it's like a Leshrac. You know when they put Leshrac's edicts to 0 cast point?
Oh,
he became
God,
OP. OP because
massive.
of that. So he is gonna be the ultimate lane dominator. Like runs at
you can see. I can see a gyrocopter off lane now. I can see a gyrocopter mid. Like crazy stuff.
Well, gyrocopter mid is the ultimate counter to an invoker mid. Like he just destroys them with the rockets. Like it's I've seen it so many times in professional. Like this Darth, do you remember we went to that Defense of the Australian tournament?
Yeah.
And you had Team Immunity or the other one. They used the strat. They had an invoker mid, so they countered with a gyrocopter, and he destroyed him. Destroyed him completely.
Madness.
It's yeah. All right. Very cool. Do you want to talk about invoker, or you want to move straight?
No, I mean you can't ignore the deafening blast. So now, if you at level 25, Quaswex Exort, all max level, deafening blast is now a 360 radius.
That's awesome.
That's, I mean, and I think
it's max level.
Yeah, but here's the thing that could be said. Like, Invoker never had, quote unquote, an ulti. Like, he never had something that I think you could refer to this. You know,
he's a very unique hero in that sense.
Yep, I think it's cool. I think it also means you wanna level him up. So Midas. And I guess Midas builds on Invoker isn't uncommon, but I think it's going to be it's justified now. Where I thought Midas builds on Invoker was a bit of a try-hard thing. Now I think it's legitimate because you want that.
Yeah, he scales better into late game.
Yeah, oh definitely. Sunstrike cooldown down for 5 seconds. Invoke no longer triggers cooldown. You remember if you always screw up and you press the same ability that you have, it doesn't.
That is really good. That's really good.
And you can swap it around. I think that's really good. I think that's fun.
It's amazing.
I think it's about time. And the int gain from 2.5 to 3.2 is
that is actually very big. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Especially with Sunstrike buffed. That's.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of difference.
Yay! My favorite hero Jakiro has been buffed by 1 strength. Nice. All right, let's move on.
No, but Macropire with Scepter is now 20 seconds.
Yeah. But I mean, like, okay, so
and they made it bigger. Like when you put Ags on Jakiro, that Macropire like takes up the screen.
Yeah. Now it goes past the screen.
Okay, so 20 seconds is really. Okay, so it's long. It's an interesting bit. Like 14 seconds was enough as a Jakiro player. 14 seconds was enough because I use it a lot of times to push back tower pushes. 20 seconds is not long enough for the next creep wave to come. So I'm not too sure how it's gonna work, but I think it's just cool to have it there, maybe for an extra escape. Like.
All right. Well, can I convince you? Yeah. I don't know how you would do this, but at max level, Macropire with Scepter will be dealing 4,500 damage. if for some reason your enemy was stupid enough to stand in there for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like there's there's no way. I don't know if you can name me another skill that can output that
Look,
much damage.
I think it'd be a really good ability if you make the area affect the entire map, and then like everyone just gets 4,000 damage.
What?
You can win from that.
So everyone just
But
dies.
I don't know.
Everyone
Like,
just dies.
it's literally like the range isn't just the AoE isn't so big, so it's easy to get out.
Yeah,
You need a lot of
it is.
stuns on top of it to get the damage.
No, I agree.
I mean, like 14 seconds is good. It's just like, at what point at 14 seconds do you need to go back into the macro power? You know what I mean? Like, at what point do you have to use it again?
Well, I mean, it's in the same way. It's like you said, in the same way that Wall of Replica shuts down a team push.
Yeah.
Macro Power also does the same. Like once that's up, you are not pushing.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think 14 seconds is enough. I think if they made it 35 seconds, Scepter, then that means 2 creep wave pushes. It's just gonna be macropied. But
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to Juggernaut. Obviously, one of the strong heroes of the previous patch. The main cooldown, the main 2 nerfs was the Blade Fury cooldown. Now at 42 seconds at level 1. And that's significant because anyone who built Juggernaut would only get a point in Blade Fury.
Yeah, great. That's the main one.
And so now you have a reason to, and again, I think Icefrog is just trying to give you, like, making you put points into this skill because 42 seconds is just too long.
Yeah. Like Blade Fury is, I mean, like they actually somehow buffed it up a bit because now the spell immunity, like if you cast it, you actually get rid of a lot of dispellable things.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Say if you Veno slowed and then he spun, he'd be spinning at like 40% movement speed, and then you just kill him afterwards.
No, that's not true. No, it would remove that. No. What it does,
if you slow it before the thing, like that's what it means. That's what it means.
No, you can spin out of the slow. You spin out of debuffs, but it removes buffs.
No, it's a quality. No, the quality of life is now it doesn't remove buffs.
Yeah.
It only removes.
So it's a fix.
Only removes. No, it's a fix. It's a fix. So you wouldn't lose. You wouldn't lose your good stuff like Empower.
I don't know. Like I still remember ganking. And if you can get the slow on the Juggernaut before he spins, he actually is still slowed. It's just like he can't get attacked during it. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, are you talking about Veno? Because that goes through magic immunity, doesn't it?
No. Veno's first ability, for example, the slow.
Serious?
The Q. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, if someone could go into the normal Dota and check that, like, that'd be really cool. But I don't know.
No.
But yeah,
and then of course the other.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. And then the other nerf here is that Omni Slash no longer mini stuns, so you can TP people, even though you'll probably die in the channeling time. But you never know. You know? You can TP out of an Omni Slash. Yeah. And if Juggernaut doesn't.
I've been asking for this for a long time. Like, it made no sense.
Now if Juggernaut has no Skull Bash, you can just TP.
Oh, Basher, yeah. And like, it's good. Like, look, people think, oh, you can just easily TP. It's not as easy to TP out of it because he does a lot of damage on you. But it gives you that option to TP, like especially if you have like half a second left, and then he jumps on you. Then
if you TP, does Juggernaut come with you?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. That'd be funny.
Unless
I mean, like a pro Juggernaut, and I've seen this, like if he Omni Slashes a Blink hero, and it like Quap, and then he has a Blink dagger, and you time the Blink and position the Blink well, he can still continue the Omni Slash.
This makes it easier because like you no longer have to it no longer requires facing direction, so you like kind of a wisp during Omni Slash. Like you can blink, because like the big problem with Blink is that if you turn a different direction, you have to turn before you blink, so it won't do it Omni Slash.
Yeah, that's a good fix.
I mean,
always do it.
Yep. And only once have I played a Juggernaut with a Dagon build, which is just like a fuck you, where you Omni Slash and then Dagon.
It just comes out. It's funny. This red thing.
Anyway, all right. But
okay.
Here we are.
The other thing. Because of Blink, they fixed a lot of. You know how like a lot of times you think you're blinking and doing a stun, but you just don't blink and you just use a stun and you think you're a noob. That's apparently been happening a lot lately. And there's been a lot of Reddit, and they actually fixed it. There's actually a reason for it, and a lot of it was pathing and what was the other? There was like another reason for it, and like now it's actually like okay, you can still noob it, and you can screw it up, but now it's easier when you think you're facing a direction, you can blink. Before it could have done something weird where it went like it moved a different direction and then blinked, and then you come screwed, and you I don't know, like they find there's actually a fix for that. So thank God, like that was really annoying. Especially trying to blink and like you press it 3 times and it hasn't happened, and it's like, well, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and nothing feels worse than a whiffed Echo Slam. And as if the game doesn't rub it in enough when Earthshaker's like, Echo Slam? Shut up, man. I know. You don't need to rub it in that I fucked it up, alright? Like,
okay. Keeper of the Light. This is so
yes!
Cool.
If you haven't been excited to play supports, here is your reason to play supports. And it's all down to, well, it's a couple of things. I mean, the Mana Leak cooldown, now only 10 seconds. But
that's huge.
That's huge, but what makes it huge is Chakra Magic not only does it give mana, but also reduces the cooldown of the next spell up to 4 seconds at level 4.
Double Cruel Spray by Bristleback, but like there's other better ones. Like
so many.
You can get 2 stunts. Time will
even better. You could just do it on yourself. You could you can Chakra Magic, Mana Leak, and then Mana Leak again.
That's fucked up.
Because the guy will run away. He'll run away. Obviously, when it runs out of mana, you stun, and then you just cast Mana Leak again, and he'll stun again, and you just get a double because he's already out of mana.
Wait. Chakra Magic. Wait, so if you use Chakra Magic and then you put Chakra Magic on yourself and then you put Chakra Magic, it could be an instant ability, but
no, it doesn't
at
stack.
the same time,
it's just the next
I don't think
spell.
It stacks with Chakra Magic.
The next spell, like it's an instant.
Yeah, no. So in other words, you use Chakra Magic on yourself, and then the next spell you use Chakra Magic on yourself. Reduce the cooldown.
I don't think it would stack like that.
Again.
No, the cooldowns don't stack. That's what I'm saying. Like the description says, the next spell. It doesn't say it reduces cooldown in general.
Yeah, it's just the next spell that they cast.
Yeah, that's a general thing, isn't it? Like any spell.
Yeah.
After that. But yeah.
What I like about this, and
you can abuse this, like as in like there could be like a combo that could just be so strong with this.
Yeah, we'll see. But because what I like, and I was listening to Purge's sort of pull apart of 6.84 is, and he makes a very good point, is that now Keeper of the Light is super more engaging because you not only have to think about, like before it was just like, okay, Mana Leak, and I just have to position myself for Illuminate, and then that's it, and you start pushes. Ta-da! Now it's like you have to be aware of, like, a good Keeper of the Light will be aware of who's in the team fight, the cooldowns of whose abilities, and like who can you help, because you don't want to put it on something like Enigma's Black Hole, because really what's 4 seconds difference going to make? You want to put it on like a Lena Light Strike Array, or like a Crystal Maiden, or someone who's got a low cooldown who can just throw out the spell and then throw it again.
Yeah.
So I think it's such a Keeper of the Light, super interesting now.
The coolest thing I want to talk about, and I don't think no one has really brought up. You know how like the new Boots of Travels, the one that you can go straight to a hero.
Yeah.
I think there could be a cool strategy with Keeper of the Light where you have the upgraded boots, because like usually I like going Boots of Travel, but you get the upgraded boots and you have a hero trying to roam around. You use that ability where you bring your
call
hero
Keeper
to
of the Light,
and then you keep it in there so you can send 3 people at once into a fight, including the Keeper. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. No one has brought that up. But I mean, like, it's similar to Lifesteal's thing, but I think
that's
cool.
But that I can see that. Like, it's like one hero, he's roaming the jungle. You find someone, you call Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light recalls someone to him, and then it suddenly becomes a 3-on-1, and that's a guaranteed kill.
It's definitely how I play Kotal. Like, say for example, there's a Legion commander on the team. He's farming. I'm roaming around with a smoke. I see a potential kill. I bring someone in, and then we kill. Like, I think that's a cooler way to play Keeper of the Light, and I think that's gonna stay.
Yeah, I like it. Kunkka no longer has to cast a turn current to cast torrent. Very cool. Now
That's
you can play
nice.
cool mind games because you can like be facing the completely wrong direction and you're like, oh, I don't know where it's gonna be. Where before it was pretty easy to judge. Like as long as you kept an eye on Kunkka, you know where the torrent's coming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so now much harder to dodge.
LC got buffed, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. So let's quickly go through this because there's a lot to talk about. So the moment of courage counterattack chance from 16, 18, 20, 22 to a static 25. The life steal has been increased from 20, 40, 60, 80 to 55, 65, 75, 85. And you think, wow, this is 85. So OP. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
The cooldown is from 0.9 to 2.7, 2.15, 1.5, 0.9. So there's a less.
0.9.
So there's a cooldown in which you can proc.
Yeah, at level 1, you're doing 3 times as less.
Yeah, so I think it's good in the terms of it makes it more consistent. Consistent in the jungle, consistent as a fighter, and that means and in the professional scenes you like consistency. Like the worst thing you want is
they got rid of
going
RNG
to a
a lot.
fight, you can never crit in like. You can never crit in like 10 hits.
But
like,
yeah, let's get to it. Like obviously another Aghanim Scepter. When LC has Aghanim Scepter, they will duel until one of them dies. It's Thunderdome, people. 2-man into 1-man leaves. Like someone's dying. None of this like bullshit. What happened to my duel? Like that's it. He's going ham. It's all in, and I love this because you basically now have the best lockdown spell in the game. Without question. And if you build LC to a survivability, if you give him more survival, like that's it. You've got a hero locked down until one of them dies.
I don't think it's as strong as it sounds. I mean, like there's maybe very situational bits where it's good, but I mean, like if, for example, like if you're straggling split pusher and you get caught, you know, there's no way you're getting out. It's either you're gonna die or they're gonna die.
Exactly.
But you're buying an Ags, which doesn't give you much damage. All it does is just buffs you up. It's like a big investment. It's like it's so hard. Like for example, like you could take away the carry, and like I really want to see if you can like duel a carry, and they have life steal, and you have life steal to the point that no one can ever win the fight. It just keeps going, like regardless. But you can do something cool because it says here ends if duelists are more than 2,000 range apart. What if you can conquer, say for example, X marks the spot, right? He jumps in, that's below the 2,000 range apart thing, and he ultis someone. So now all of you are running back 2,000, like about 1,800 range. I think that would be the more cooler thing.
So you're like pulling them.
So in other words, she BKB, she jumps in, she ultis, and because the X or like probably can't BKB because it doesn't work with the X. But if you can like get sent back somehow,
so you have no way of stopping.
Like,
yeah, you have no way of stopping but go back.
It forces the enemy team to get out of position.
That's terrifying.
That could be a cool thing.
That's terrifying. Like you have no control, and your teammates are just like watching there. It's like, do we go in or what? Like, what do we do?
So another simple thing will be if Legion Commander jumps in ult and Pudge hooks him. It doesn't matter. Like they'll be running towards the Pudge. So that's another cool thing you can do. Legion Commander and Pudge if you have an upgraded scepter. Yeah. And like one, you protect your Legion Commander. Because you know there's 5 people want to kill you, and 2, you put the enemy team out of position. So that's one cool thing
that's a pretty cool thing.
If you go Legion and Tusk as well, it's terrifying with the new kick.
Oh, you can
just punch him around. Like, Alright, I want to talk about Leshrac, my Charles boy. Another movement buff, yes, thank you very much. And Lightning Storm slow duration is now 1 second at level 4. I want to know if this is fast enough that this is long enough that I can storm into Split Earth. Because if that is possible, if that is doable, yes.
I think Leshrac is already strong. I think they're turning him literally into a carry, Leshrac. Because if you see the items that's coming out with the life steal, like the spell life steal, he's... Because like, what items do you normally get? Bloodstone, BKB.
Bloodstone, BKB, Ags, basically.
Anything, Ags or like Shivers. Then you can get that Octarine, that new ability, and you're tanky as fuck.
And no one can kill you.
And you're doing so much damage. And every time you use ulti, you could be healing yourself like 200 HP per ult.
Yeah.
If you can get 3 or 4, like it's crazy.
It's insane. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, bottom line is more Leshrac, please. More Leshrac, and this is definitely gonna push it. I want to jump to Lifestealer. Also got an Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Very novel, and will never be used. And that is it grants him a new skill called Assimilate. Yes, Assimilate, which allows Lifestealer to target an allied hero and essentially swallow them. So it's the reverse of his ulti. You hide, like this hero hides inside of Lifestealer, and but this is cool. Any healing that Lifestealer does goes onto the hero inside.
That's awesome.
And then the assimilated hero can burst at any time, doing 300 damage as a normal ulti does. And of course, if Lifestealer dies, the other hero just sort of comes out. It's okay. It's cool. Lifestealer is so choked for items though, because you have to get a basher on him, you have to get amulet up. Probably a very strong contender. It's like all these. A lot of these ultis are like a strong contender. If I have Alchemist on my team, yes, get me that. Get me that upgrade.
I think he's from the first two changes the way he's played. He can be played as more utility. The open wounds being increased to 50%.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah,
okay, so
that's pretty crazy.
If you like, okay, and this works for spell. So if you're like a Lena, and you use your ulti, which is like an Ag's pure damage, which is 1,000, you get healed 500 from it. That's what it means. There's that, so you don't have to actually tank up as much. You could actually do some cool things. The Aghanim Scepter, I agree with you in the sense that it's one of those things that you have to invest 4.2k. The only way I'd see it is in novelty gimmick things like that tactical nuke I was telling you about, where you have 5 people going to one hero, then you have the storm jump, and then everyone explodes and everyone just blows up. Which is called the
which is fun, which is fun, but again, like you can't. It's not applicable in sort of normal Dota.
Like it does give him extra options, and like I like that about
that's
Dota.
probably
that's
extra
true. Options. The other thing I want to say is Feast is now considered normal bonus damage. You can crit and cleave with it. He does so much damage to strength heroes, and because strength heroes are being buffed,
he just ruins.
Let's say if you have, I don't know, a 4,000 HP Pudge, and let's say for the Act of Simplicity, your Feast does 10% damage. The Feast itself does 400 damage, plus your normal attack, say let's say it's 200, 600. You can crit for what 1,200, just from the first attack.
That's ridiculous.
And so it's really good against strength heroes, and it's really good to getting high HP heroes to
to that lower bracket. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you got an out of control Pudge, Centaur, anything like that. Yeah, just chew into him. Let's see. I'm looking at other people. Lone Druids, Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, it was underwhelming for me. Luna's was interesting. Now it makes it basically you can cast it in an area. Within 2,500 range. So it's basically anywhere you can see you can cast Eclipse.
You can use it on Roshan. So that's really cool.
Whoa. Not bad.
The thing is, it's like you don't because you know if you see Luna charging in, then you clump up, so her ulti does less damage. But now she can do it anywhere, so it doesn't matter.
And you can use it on other heroes, and so it can let's say if you have an axe, right? You have an axe with a blink. He jumps in, and he's calling everyone. He's killed all the creeps. You chuck Luna's ult on the axe. That makes sense.
That's it.
And if the axe moves, the Luna ult would move with him. So there's some really cool things you can do with that.
Yep.
But
the thing is, it's not actually global. Like even if you cast it on allied heroes, they have to be within the 2,000 range.
2.5k, dude, that's a lot.
2.5.
That's massive.
That's like a clock hook.
That's massive.
Yeah. Might as well make
no, that's pretty cool. If you were certain that you would never see Meepo played professionally, it is now basically locked in stone. Geostrike damage was boosted, however, Divided We Stand no longer causes him to respawn 20% faster.
I still think he's strong in some certain things. He's just a pub stomper. Everyone just hates him in pubs. Like,
yeah.
Wait, is this
5th pick and then
Luna?
Meepo.
Meepo.
No, I don't like him. He's got a dumb face.
For me, the point is you want to use Luna's Ags to siege high ground. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. You have to do it between creeps but it just gives you more options. It just gives you more options.
More options. But yeah, and it comes to this point, and it's going to keep iterating as we go through more of these. Like agonists, they're cool, they're optional. The question of committing that much money from a hero is unknown, but it just makes Alchemist's role and his agonim's capacity much more viable. Because yeah, I'd take an Aghanim Scepter if I was playing Luna and I had an Alchemist on the team.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Like,
yeah, and like
So-
again, you put the Alchemist mid, and you have like a certain strat. Like you give the Luna an axe, or you give the Tiny an axe, who doesn't have to
Exactly.
fight, and then
Yep.
you know, like you be fine. And then you have an Ags who just snowballs out of control. He's 20 minutes with a like Ags AC blink, or Luna with like a
Exactly.
Ags BKB by like 20
Yep.
minutes. It's strong.
Yeah.
It's
So it's a strong, yeah, like you said, it's a very strong play, and it's going to be something that's going to come out, and we'll have to see how it does. Because it's like I said, it's, remember when you get the Aghanim Scepter upgrade from Alchemist, it's not just the ability, it's also the 450 health, 400 mana. Like the stats are very important. So you know it's going to be very interesting. Morphlings, new Aghanim Scepter.
I don't know why
upgrade.
he
Now,
was buffed.
This is great. But yeah, true. But this is great, and so it gives him a new ability, Hybrid. Allows Morphling to target an ally, turning himself into a hybrid illusion, removing the Morphling, and basically putting a copy of this person you've used it on. And the illusion can cast non-ultimate abilities and has original attributes. Lasts 20 seconds. When the duration ends, the hybrid dies and Morphling comes back. This is hilarious. Think of like this, you could have 2 of 1 hero running around. Now, if any of these ultimates were to be abused, this has got to be one of them, you know?
Yeah. You can have 2 axes, 2 berserker calls.
Ugh.
It's terrifying, like in 2 different instances. But what I found is it actually copies exactly your I don't know why, but when I first thought about it, when he hybrids, he gets all the abilities, but it depends on like the other hero. So for example, you used it on a level 3, you'd get a level 3 version of that, but still with your own stats.
There's so much things you can do with this, so much. As in like, there is some ways that it could be negative, but mostly it's positive. It's a lot of it's positive in the sense that you're invulnerable. If you use it on, say, like a tanky hero, you can run away. If you use it on a
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, like
because when the hybrid dies, then Morphling comes out. It's not like you can kill the hybrid Morphling dies. Yeah, you just come out, right?
No, but you can't run away.
So,
like you become the hybrid.
Yeah, but you can run away with the hybrid and then pop out of the hybrid.
Oh, okay.
As in, like, it gives you that option. It gives you the option, like, okay, so it's not so much. I remember Purge talking about this, like, and a few others. As a carry, you wouldn't get it on him. But they've been playing Morphling more as a
support,
strength, third position,
support or offlane
stun. So offlaner, and then you have the 4-second stun. You give him a blink, you give him Aghanim Scepter, and
it becomes a fighting hero as well.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So much
well, I mean, it gives a strength Morphling something to do, because normally it would just be, all right, I've stunned, I've waveformed. All right, now enjoy my 22 damage or whatever it is, right? Like now it's like you stun, waveform, and then transform into someone that can fight. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I mean, if you've got a leaner on your team, there you go, double the nukes. That's 2 light strike arrays and 2 dragon slaves.
If you copy Luna's glaives, right? That's a massive siege tower. Well, you now have 2. You have Luna and Morphling with glaives.
Yeah, so there's
mind you, it takes
pretty
your
cool stuff.
original attributes. Say if you got full agi, and then like that hero has full agi or full strength, for example.
Yeah, you need to be mindful of that still.
No, but that's the thing. Like if you were a strength Morphling, that's why copying the nukers is important. Because you know their spells. I mean, obviously mana would be a problem for you, given you've stunned and waveformed in. That's like what, 2/3 of your mana, and then the mana cost for this is 200. So how much mana are you really gonna have left afterwards? You'd probably want to, therefore, if you're a strength Morphling, you'd want to hybrid your strength heroes. You know, Centaur, Bristleback, or something like that. So at the very least, you'll get their right-click damage with your crazy strength.
Wow.
The thing that I noticed, because I tested it out earlier, is that the mana cost becomes such a massive problem. Like even with Lincolns, you sustain for quite a bit, but you're gonna need some sort of stronger mana regen on that. Yeah, like it's not enough.
Like I said, if you're getting Lincolns on a Morphling, you're going to carry Morphling, so you wouldn't get the Ags. You probably only get if you get like a Blink. But yeah, you're right. The mana could be an issue.
Mana could, so it limits you on what you can do, because it's just his mana pool is not that great, and if this spell costs 200 mana, it's gonna limit what you can do. But I mean, still very cool. Potential for some cool things to happen there.
Naga Siren. Just quickly.
The only thing about the hybrid that I wanted to mention is, while you're in hybrid form, there's actually no way of getting out. So you're stuck there as a hybrid until the cooldown runs out or you get killed. So that was kind of annoying. That's actually
just a quick tip
in that regard.
Just a quick tip: you can't stack with Klink's ultimate. I thought that'd be really cool if you could.
Damn it. That would have been cool. You'd have 10 seconds there of just crazy damage.
And crazy HP.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Nagasaran. Now they made Ensnare Dispel, which makes so much sense. I don't know why Ethereal can get out of it. It's illogical. But, doesn't matter about that. The Aghanim Scepter upgrade, again, you won't get it as a carry, I feel. But it could be okay on a support if you can get it.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, imagine like you're losing the fight or like the fight's going bad. You can ulti, heal up, and reset the fight. Completely. You heal 42%. That's nearly half. And if you add a mech onto that, it's a lot of HP.
Yeah, that's a lot of. That's very good point. Yeah, for sure.
I think we can move on.
Again. Yep, Nature's Prophet.
So, the Bulldong hero has been. apparently they've been saying that this is the patch of the Bulldong. Like they buffed the Prophet and they buffed the Lone Droid.
Well, 6 second sprout. 6 second sprout is nothing, and then the range is now crazy at level 4, 850, with a 6 second sprout.
Yeah.
That relocate gank is just all the more stronger now.
What is strong? I mean, like, so let's say early game, everyone has Tangos or Quelling Blades, so the Sprout isn't as strong. But if you're six slotted, and you don't have Tangos and Quelling Blade, you probably won't because you're 6 slotted. Then it's gonna be then you have to like sit in there for 6 seconds.
And do nothing. And against a couple of ranged heroes, no, thank you. I don't understand the Aghanim Scepter upgrade on Nature's Prophet. Maybe one of you can explain
how so fun. It's so fun.
Okay,
I've tried
the current base damage has been increased. That's really good, but go for it, Darth.
Essentially, so you use your ulti, right? Which goes all over everyone that has vision. I mean, that you have vision of.
And deals damage.
If they, deals damage. If they die, it deals more damage, by the way, with Ags. If they die, that unit dies, and then on its place, a Treant will be spawned. If a hero dies to your ult, then a Treant spawns, but with 3 times damage and health.
Yeah.
So it's not actually bigger. I found it, which is confusing. So it'd be.
Yeah, I was gonna say really cool for. I mean, sorry. Okay, so it'd be really cool. It won't be used as with carry Nature's Prophet, but as a pushing Nature's Prophet. You have Aghanims, and then Refresher, and then you suddenly
don't need Refresher.
Pushing. I don't
That's
know.
The thing. With Ags, it's like 30-second cooldown or some bullshit.
No. But say if you do have Aghanim's Refresher, and like the Refresher means you have it twice, you kill everything on the map.
Oh, right. And then suddenly everything's a Treant.
You're gonna have like 30 Treants. Like, how do you push against that?
No. That's crazy.
Alright, you've convinced me. Alright, Aghanim's Refresher.
And then like, but again, it's just more options. You don't have to go that route.
Yeah, that's alright. I'm convinced. It's a bit niche, but it'd be hilarious to do. Let's jump across to Nyx Assassin. possibly one of
my
the
favorite
yeah.
eggs, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll let you talk about the Agnum Scepter, but I'll talk about just the first one. The
Oh yeah, yeah.
Spike
So
Carapace no longer removes Vendetta is so
Yep.
great. I hate running around
Mm.
invis, and you know someone's about to stun you, and you go, well, do I get out of invis and die, or do I just die? So this way, it's good. It's best of both worlds. This way that you can use Spike Carapace without removing your invis. It's just so much better. It's a nice little change. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of the Aghanim Scepters which I think you can sort of argue is core now, and essentially turns Nyx Assassin into a hilarious techie's mind. So gives him a new ability, now called Borrowed, and Nyx is invisible and unable to move and attack, but has a 40% damage resistance and regenerates 1.5 of his health and mana per second. Nyx Assassin's abilities to have Nyx Assassin's abilities also have improved properties. Mana Burn and Impale have 50% increased cast range. Impale cooldown is reduced from 13 to 9 seconds. And Spike Carapace instantly stuns any enemy units within a 300 area of effect without requiring them to hurt him first.
It's 5 seconds if you have Coddle with him. Stun.
So casting Vendetta causes Burrow to end. So so many options with this. Like if you killed someone, you've burned all your mana, you've fired off your Dagon, you're running away, someone's chasing you, boom, just Burrow.
You want to hide away from your team.
Yeah, let the regen kick in. Or if you're on defense, just as good. Burrow yourself in, under the tower, let them push, open up with your spiked Carapace, stunning everybody in that 300 area of effect,
Yeah,
and then
actually
you double stun them again with a spike with an impale.
I think, look, I personally, I mean, like, you guys love it. I think it's great in certain situations. I don't think it's cool. And the big reason I don't think it's cool is that one, it's really hard for Nyx to farm a lot of items. He needs to actually get quite a big kills, and not the best farmer. Two, you're giving up on the Dagon, which means you can blow up one hero for the chance that you can defend yourself or be.
Well, no, but I'm not saying give up on the. Here's my argument. I'm not saying give up on the Dagon. I'm just saying now you don't really have to. You don't have to level Dagon up full to 5, and now you've got an item that you can get on Nyx Assassin after Dagon, because really once you maxed out Dagon level 5, what you get? I mean, maybe a BKB, I suppose, to stay alive after you've done your combo. But after you've done your combo, you're done, really. Like, you don't have any right-click damage. You've run out of mana.
Like, you have nothing else.
I think it's so.
to offer.
I really think it's so cool, but like again, you have to be able to farm that up, and once you have it, the only thing I see that's going to be good is, again, the fight has to stay around you. It has to be. It's good against pushes. It's good against pushing, and being able to protect it. And Roshan, I reckon, would be another good one. You can do to protect. It's good against against a lot of, say, if you want a lot of stuns. It's good against Intel heroes who like to stand far back, as Mana Burn just destroys Intel heroes.
Well, here we go. So here's the thing, like, I say core, DQ says core, you say situational. Well, we'll see how it actually plays out,
Yeah.
when the pros get their hands on it.
Yeah, I think Nyx would be a totally different hero the way he's played in professional, and Axios will be a core, I think.
I think it gives them a lot of options. Someone made the point on chat. Now imagine it with Bloodseeker giving him one of his Qs. So the Q gives him the bonus 40% damage. So in this case, he's doing a lot more damage, stuns, and then you have a Coddle just to make it 5 seconds. So yeah, he's gonna be a lurker from StarCraft. He's a StarCraft character right now.
There you go. I think it's like I said, it's pretty cool.
Can we pass Oracle, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I really do not care. I do want to talk about Outworld Devourer, because although the Aghanim Scepter upgrade is interesting and everyone gets Astral Imprisonment, who's hit by Sanity Eclipse, which is cool, and is a great setup for fights. Like Blinking with OD, Sanity's Eclipse, and then follow up with something else like
Mind you, it affects everyone, and I think that includes allies.
I still think it's a really good setup though.
Does it
It says
affect
now
allies?
affects everyone in the area.
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone.
And you can
Like,
use
that's-
Astral Prism on allies too. But,
But, like-
my thing is it I think it's the ultimate setup because now Enigma doesn't have to worry. Like OD can just
Oh,
go
that's
in,
cool.
boom, Sanity's Eclipse, and then
If
Enigma
he-
doesn't even
if
have to
he
blink.
gets-
He can just walk in like a pimp and then
If you
drop
get-
and then drop
I
Black
didn't
Hole
think
on top
about
of that.
I did not
Yeah.
think about that. That's really cool.
Or like
Um,
Centaur and his friends just like storms in after OD ults.
Because,
Like,
you
oh
know
shit.
what?
God, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
So,
ending.
this is what I was thinking. You have OD to do that with the Ags, and then you have the what's his name? The Enigma coming, getting ready to black hole, and then you have the Darkseer, just to make sure everyone gets to the black hole.
So,
So,
like, and here's the thing, you know, we were joking about like, oh, imagine if Enigma Midnight Pulsed and then ulted with Aghanim Scepter. Well, now if you set up Outworld Devourer with this as an engagement, now he can, and then it doesn't even matter if you Astral Imprism in your allies because once the black hole follows up, that's fine. They'll just walk away, you know, totally all the better for it.
The other thing that I'm not too sure if you guys picked up on, if you get a refresher on Outworld Devour, so this is where it gets crazy. So let's say if you get a 5-man Aghanim Sanity's Eclipse, you hit them with Astral Imprisonment. You get 13 intel for every hero. So you get what, 60? And it's dealt after the damage. If you use Refresher and you use it again, you have that extra 60 intel, and that means 60 times 9. You get an extra 60 times 9. So whatever that is.
A lot of
60
intel.
times 9, that would be
500
540.
damage on top.
540, like
So,
ridiculous.
And the thing is, and then you can hit it while they're in astral imprisonment. So if they didn't BKB in time, they're screwed. Like they're just gonna get hit with all that damage.
I think we're gonna see OD Core come back because if you can also combine his orb with Octarine Core, which is the new item that gives you spell lifesteal.
Yeah.
Piss off, son. Piss off. So, I think we're gonna. I think my prediction: OD Core coming back.
I mean, like,
as a
OD's so strong.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys could so disagree about that. This is the patch of the supports and the intel carries.
Intel carries, yeah.
The intel carries.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
So, I mean, it's.
I want to skip all the next ones because they're not that great.
Yeah.
Pugna.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of
That's
buffs to Decrepify.
It's kind of more of a it's nerfed in one specific area, but it's buffed in all the others. So essentially, oh yeah, go.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I was gonna say Decryptify duration. This is the most annoying thing. The first one is always 2 seconds, and you always have to get 1 point in it, because like you use it, and if you want to use a blast, usually you're too slow. This time you have 3.5 seconds, and you can work with other heroes. So other heroes can do damage like a Leshrac, Pugna combo, etc., etc. You have more time to do damage. And there's more of a reason to get Decryptify up.
Yep, and they boost his life drain damage, and life drain cast range is now 1200 at level 3. Damn.
Oh yes, but 900. But
it's shit on level 1.
Upgrade doesn't increase it. That was too crazy. The Aghanim Scepter upgraded.
You can like life drain from across the map.
No,
well, not up to that extent.
The thing that's crazy is like if you're fountain diving and you have vision of them, you just ulti them from like outside the fountain range, and you just kill them.
Yeah.
I don't think no one's bouncing for the fountain.
Nah, that's fair enough. But all right, moving on. Ricky Smokescreen. Now this is actually important because it now reduces turn rate by 30%, and this is critical for Ricky because you smokescreen, then blink behind him, and you can probably get 2, depending if you turn on Mask of Madness or something, you're gonna get 2 or 3 backstabs, and then when they finally do turn around, just whoop, blink behind them again.
Blink behind them.
That rider is not the only one that has the turn rate anymore. I mean, the reduced turn rate. Like it usually was just only for him. Now it's Ricky, and like you said, because he can jump back and forth. If you're trying to turn, you just jump back and forth. And I can imagine, if you add like a Bat Rider to that, so it reduces turn rate by 30. If you can add a Bat Rider with stick in the palm, you can make him turn rate be 100%. I don't know how that's possible.
He's just stunned. He's just standing there. Like he doesn't turn or move anymore.
I really have to check that out, but it'd be really slow for them to
That's
turn.
very funny.
Rubik's a good
Null
buff.
fill also affects
Yeah, it's a good buff.
creeps. I mean, I don't think it's that good.
It's alright.
It's pretty good.
The reason being, I mean, just hear me out and you'll go for it. The reason being is that they're buffing up all these other abilities. I mean, the items that has cloaks or like magic resistance. And they have like, say for example, pipe gives 10%. There's some items that give 66 if you invis. This one it gives creeps, like it just feels like a weak item now compared to the items that you can get with it.
It's not an item.
Like just by getting items. No, but like I know it's not an item, but I'm saying but I'm saying in comparison to the items that are coming out that have a lot of magic resistance, because now there's another 3 or 4 items that have magic resistance.
Yeah, but this one you get it for free.
It just feels. I get that, but do you know what I mean? Like in comparison to the other.
Well, it's not like hurting. It's not like it's hurting anything. It's just like.
Nah, I wouldn't. It's like a slight buff, but it's not really that big. I don't think.
Yeah, it's more of a nerf to like wave clear heroes such as Lena.
It's not a nerf, but
and Kodal.
Just see like.
It's not a nerf. Why would it be a nerf? I don't understand.
Look, just see it like this. If you buff, say Rubik by giving it 5 extra damage, you go, oh, it's a buff, it's not a nerf. But if you give everyone else 20 damage extra, then it's a nerf relative to the 20 damage, if that makes sense. So like, although like null fill now affects creeps, yeah, but you know, relative to the new items coming out, it just doesn't feel that good. Is my point.
Yeah, but you're assuming that everyone's itemized. Like
there's some really cheap ones, like cloak.
Ladies, let's take this fight outside before.
No, I don't know why he's like hating on this change. It's actually it's a massive change. Like it's not on the hero. It's not on the hero itself. It's not on the hero itself. It's a nerf to like wave clear heroes such as Lena and like Kodal, who just like clears a wave with one shot. So now creeps have a bit of magic resistance. Yeah. So now Lena can't just like wave clear.
I get it. Like
we have so much of this patch to go through.
I don't know why you're like locking it down. It's just like, alright, null fills down creeps, that's it.
Alright, same thing. So
I don't give a shit about Caustic Finale, but anyway.
But like the biggest problem has been Caustic Finale has always just been that shit ability that no one gets. No one understands why he has it. No one understands, like for a long time. Maybe like 5 or maybe like 7 or 8 patches ago, people were getting Caustic Finale, but then they buffed the Sandstorm, and then Caustic Finale I think maybe they just have to get a new ability for him. I think cool. So now it's like a 20% move slow if you damage triggers, and now if you hit it, it always triggers. So that it's you can bring back mid Sand King to a point, but I'm not too sure. It just feels so awkward.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line for me. Caustic Finale is just an awkward skill to use well.
Yeah, I think what makes it awkward is not so much the ability itself, it's just that Sandstorm kind of does its job but better.
That's basically
jungle, you can do it.
Yeah. You basically hit it on the head. It's just like, why would I Caustic Finale or worry about the timing of Caustic Finale when I could just Sandstorm? And that's true. I agree.
Yeah.
So.
Proxy does say, like I said, Blitz thought that Caustic Finale might make Sand King a reasonable 1v1 lane hero. I actually do agree with that. It could bring back the 1v1 Sand King, but it's just like, why bring back a 1v1 Sand King when he can just get like a 7-minute blink in the jungle? Like, you know, like in terms of efficiency, like why would you do that? Maybe there is a specific reason for it. I don't know, but I just think that you might as well chuck him to the jungle where he's the most efficient.
Yeah.
But,
Silence is louder. We can skip. Let's talk about.
Quick. You want Shadow Demon? Like, and this is your hero, right? I mean, like.
Oh well, I do love me some SD. I love that the poison mana cost is down. I can spam the poop out of it. But
he's now. I think core Shadow Demon can come back. He's already strong if you know how to play core on him, especially mid. But this way, his upgrade now applies break, and you don't get Agnum Scepter. You have, I think, 2 or 3 charges.
Two charges. You have 2 charges of it.
2 charges. Like you use it on axe that jumps in, he can't spin. You use it on the Bristleback, he has no 40% damage reduction.
Use it on PA.
Imagine the possibilities.
No
On the
blur.
PA,
Use it on
PA,
Faceless
kill it.
Void. No
Like,
oh god, what's
Yep.
this? Freaking something
no
time back or
backtracks
whatever it
and
is.
stuff.
Backtrack. That's
Time
it.
walk,
Like
backtrack.
like I'll give you that. Like that's true. Like Shadow Demon as a core, as a counter to some of these like crazy passives. And because Demonic Purge, like the problem with like now that you can't use Hex to jump on someone like PA because she's still gonna be dodging half of your stuff even as a fish. But now with Demonic Purge,
I think Shadow Demon's
it's
coming
a
back.
yeah, and that's probably okay. I'll give you that. I probably should. And then mind you, the duration, 5 seconds, longer
If
than
you
most
can
of your
get-
hexes anyway. Oh, and son of a
And-
bitch! I said it was
I mean,
2
just-
charges
okay,
for
just-
Aghanim Sector. It was 3 charges for
Yeah.
Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, just imagine this mid game, like mid to late game. Shadow Demon has an Ags as a hero. You have heroes with BKBs. You have heroes with a lot of like evasion and strong. This could be the turning point in any fight. Shadow Demon putting Purge on 2 heroes, and you
3!
can't evade from it. You can't. Is it 3 charges?
It's 3
Is it 3
charges.
Oh my
What
god,
the
dude!
fuck?
Like, look, he's coming back. I'd be so surprised if no one brings back as a support or as a core. Like
Yeah.
that break ability is literally game changing because
Yeah.
it's almost like it's the best complement to a carry you can possibly have because it makes your carry stronger and their carry shit, and you can just focus it down. Like,
Yeah. So Shadow Demon, big
Yeah, you got
big boner
T-Spot.
there, big boner there. Let's
Stance
see.
has got nerfed. The last one, no disarms, makes it 20% slow instead. That's actually worse.
Yeah, that is.
But I guess it's decent.
Yeah. Let's go on to Sniper. So obviously one of the big heroes from the last patch, and they nerfed what I was hoping they would nerf, which is Shrapnel.
Yeah, that's
Which
so
is
dumb.
increase the charge. Shrapnel was just stupid, but now we increase the charge time to 55 seconds. So it basically steals the sniper crazy person from just blowing 3 of their charges on top of
But
you,
he
and you
still
just
can use 3. He can still use 3 charges. But
yeah,
it's
but
delayed
it's gonna
to
be
1.4 seconds.
yeah, it's gonna be 3 minutes before he can do it again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine.
That's the
But
big
more
thing.
importantly, yeah, what's big is that they've increased the delay, and that delay also delays the vision, because now it gives vision when the shrapnel lands rather than straight away.
Yeah.
So he can't just shrapnel see you and shoot. It's shrapnel. I have to wait a second and a half before I can start shooting you on high ground again.
That's like
So-
3
It's-
right
it's-
clicks.
And
It makes a
though it's a
difference.
game of seconds, it makes all the more difference. And like,
It's big.
what I love about this nerf is that it doesn't kill him. Like, it doesn't kill the hero
No.
like it killed Troll. Like, it still makes him viable, but he's just not as OP as he
Yep.
was.
And then they drop down the damage for Assassin a little bit. Like, I think this is a really classy nerf. Really classy. It's like you said, because it just drops him down a bit, but it still makes him very viable.
Mhm.
But he's just not.
Headshot can now
stupid
miss.
good.
I think that's a big one. I think that's the biggest one coming out. Like, because like before you would never get MKB on Sniper. Why? Because you have headshot that has a 40% chance and it always hits, and you can always destroy invasion heroes. Now you can't do that. You might have to actually pick up an MKB, and that
Interesting.
means you have to use up a slot for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
so-
like it. It's a classy nerf. Classy.
pretty good.
Alright.
Spirit
Spectre.
Breaker.
So this.
Oh, you want to talk
Hold
about?
on,
Yeah,
let's
go
go to
for it.
Spectre. So reality no longer kills a target illusion. It now swaps positions. You can be a troll as a Spectre. You can just jump around
Yeah, just keep
constantly.
jumping around.
And it's, for example, if someone tries to stun you, thinking you're the Spectre, you can dodge it by jumping to another illusion, and then jumping to another illusion.
Yeah, just keep
Of course,
combo.
that's gonna be high skill cap, but you can do that. Mind you, I'm not too sure if I'm interpreting this correctly, because it says it kills no target illusions. Does that mean if you're farming a pop and you go into the fight, does that leave an illusion that's
Yeah.
killing creeps or just waiting?
Yeah,
the creeps?
it basically
that means that,
so it leaves you an
that means
escape
you can go back.
mechanism.
That means you can go there, get a kill, and just jump back.
Yeah.
And farm. Like it gives you that option, and I think that's really cool.
I think now you'd see like fighting build Spectre as opposed to just Radiance as well because of that.
Although Radiance,
That's
they
cool.
buffed it too, so we'll get to that.
Get
see.
all.
Yep, Spirit Breaker, Empowering Haste. I think that's very good. I think Empowering Haste is a very undervalued skill.
Yeah.
I mean, that speed boost as an aura, crazy. Storm Spirit.
Look. Initially, and I want to make that big point. It used to be so good when people weren't picking up heroes that just always have Mask of Madness, Axe's Culling Blade. Like it used to be actually decent relative to everything else because it's like an aura for the team. But now what you're having and they're trying to fix it up is like you have everyone with Mask of Madness, so they're running 30% anyway. So like the Empowering Haste doesn't do anything to the allies, and also Axe, when Axe gets an ulti off and he's running around with the team 30%, your Empowering Haste does nothing. Your Empowering Haste does nothing relative to the Axe ult. And so I really, if they're gonna make this skill good, they need to nerf the other, I think, OP.
Well, I mean, we've seen Mask of Madness with a bit of a speed nerf, but we'll get to that in a second. Storm Spirit, now Crystal Maiden 285 speed, so gankable at pre-6. Like if you are against Storm, if you are against Storm Spirit and you don't gank him before level 6, you're not doing your job right.
Oh yeah.
So it's a massive nerf, yeah. Just don't.
I mean, look, the biggest point I like to make is he uses his lightning vision, the ball one, to see where the enemy is, and then he does his next move. This time he has less vision, so it's harder for him to detect where unknown heroes are. He may have an idea of where they are, but now it's going to be much more harder because he gave a lot of vision. 1,000 vision is heaps. All
right. One of the big.
Quickly. Sven, before you get there, Sven has been increased to 20 armor. That's allies. You know how Axe has 40 increase armor, and you barely do damage on him. This is 20 to everyone. Anyways, let's go techies.
Okay, yeah. Now this is like one of the heroes of 6.84. I mean, techies. Holy crap! All right, the big one for me is that the stasis activation and stasis trap detonation now dropped 1.5 seconds each.
About time.
It keeps getting buffed.
Freaking time. But it had to be like it's so annoying. Like you put it down.
It used to be 3 seconds when it came out.
Skill it because it was so useless. Like in most of the time.
Now it's terrifying.
But now you're looking at one of the best teamfight crowd controls you've got out there.
Oh, can you imagine Odie? Cool. Odie like uses his ult on everyone. And then Techies just walks in, plants a few like stasis traps, and then they come out and Astro and it's like, well, fuck. Cold GG there.
Alright, but that's cool. But his Aghanim Scepter upgrade now causes the minefield sign to make all landmines, stasis traps, and remote mines immune to true sight. Immune to true sight. Like, what the hell? What the hell?
Just a few points I want to make. Imagine if I was a techies, I'll put that mine down with the Ags and have my mines everywhere else. Because everyone would be freaking scared thinking there's mines there, but there's no mines there.
And here's the thing: why would you even have the balls to test it out? It's like, okay, so I live in North Geelong, which is not the cleanest part of Geelong, and there are some houses that look like they have murderers that live inside. I'm not going to take the risk and open a door and see if there is a murderer inside. I'll just stay back. It's exactly the same with this new techies upgrade. Like, you're not gonna, like, you see the mine, like, is it worth it to check? No! Because chances are you will get blown up. Chances are he's bluffing, but maybe he isn't. So, yeah.
Okay, so
it's cool.
The biggest thing is that it's not foolproof. So so the Mindful Sign cooldown is 360, so it's 5 minutes, but it only has a limited lifetime of 180 seconds. So if you're a professional player, you would look at this and go, all right, there's mines there, let's go back and farming, and when it goes down, we'll have 180 seconds to push, for example. I mean, if you have vision. So it gives you that, but it does give you more control. I think it's a cool thing, because like you get Ags as a techies anyways. Like it's not like, oh, should I get Ags over this? You just get an Ags.
Yeah.
Like that's what
you know what would be annoying though? You know it would be annoying. Like let's say you're trying to high ground push, you buy a sentry to demine. You drop your sentry, you see everything, you're about to demine, and then techies just drops his sign. I was like, yeah.
Oh, imagine that.
Thanks for the 100 gold.
I mean, Look, I never thought about that. Imagine that, like they're about to kill all your hard work. You blink in, you put that sign down, and then you blow yourself up because you're probably gonna die because you jumped into 5
Yeah, and
heroes.
they can't do
And you're
anything
like,
for a
But
while.
still,
you know, yeah,
and then
worth
they're
it.
stuck. Worth it. Wow. Yeah. So
Um,
Techies I think is gonna start playing. Like I remember when we were looking all of the DAC and we saw a couple of Techies picks and like whoa. But now I think now he's at the point now where teams can legitimately start using him. I think the stasis trap's the tipping point for me. The stasis
Yes,
actually being
I
able to
think
use
so,
it in
yeah.
a fight, I think is so critical. So, excellent. I can't wait to see what pro teams do with techies, and I think we're going to see a lot of it.
Just all you gotta do is blink in, get Enigma ult, blink in, put a status trap under it, go for a 10-second stun. Or Legion Commander, you just chuck it under it. Like anything. What's great about this? So I used to do this fun little thing that's offlane techies and Shadow Shaman. And because Shadow Shaman's shackle is so long, you max it, but at first level it's 2.5 seconds. And what you can do is you do it, you suicide, get the first kill, and then you kind of once you get the second level, you can chuck a mine and it activates. Now you can shackle and it'll definitely activate.
Christ.
Okay, so you can shackle, put down a status trap, and then a landmine, and it'll all activate. Just imagine that. So,
and then after that, you just right click him to death, or just use Shadow Shaman's.
So how
shock.
cool is that as an offline? Like it's got a lot of cool offline capabilities. Like again,
cool
I've always been like no one ever does it. Shadow Shaman techies, it's so great, and you have a 5-second shackle. So that
you can even do it with
here you
go.
can check a
You can also do it
landmine,
with
you can check
Shadow.
a status trap, you can check an ulti.
Yeah. You can even do it with Shadow Demon. Disrupt, and then easy, just pop down the mine so that when they come out of disruption, you got the 3 illusions who are dealing damage, and then the mine goes off, because disruption duration is 2.5 seconds.
So like now, like it gives you that option because 1.75 is just a bit too long. 0.5 is. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good. Let's see who else was interesting. Nah. I do.
Tinker.
All right. Yes, Tinker. Tinker is the next one.
So,
Tinker's back.
Apparently, people saying that he's still no, but apparently people saying he's still like But it's so cool, the Aghanim Scepter, the laser. So what happens is so the biggest thing is rearm mana cost is less, so efficiency is good, much better. The blind duration has been increased to 4.5 seconds. 4.5
That's huge.
seconds if you max it. That's like 100% you're blind, or 90%. I can't remember.
It's like the whole fight.
Laser no longer has additional cast range, except a laser, and it now reflects, so you can bounce to every single hero and have it.
Yeah, it's a great team fight ability.
Wait, so
it can? Got all those right
it has
clickers
unlimited bounces.
No.
As long as it bounces to every hero, it can just keep bouncing.
What?
Like,
well, 550 range is great. No, it doesn't keep bouncing.
If you have 100 heroes, it can bounce to 100 heroes.
Oh, so it doesn't bounce back.
Only 5 heroes.
So it's not like paralyzing cast.
No, it doesn't bounce back. It just bounces until everyone's affected, and then.
Still, that's pretty good.
It hits them once.
It's a massive.
No,
nuke.
it's a great, and 550 bounce range is pretty great. And not only just a nuke, but what a ability to turn around a team fight, particularly with your right clickers in there. Like now, what are they going to do for 4.5 seconds?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Turn and run.
That's scary.
Okay. This is so much better. Toss now grabs the closest unit rather than a random. Like that was just
That's so good.
why that was there.
That's such a fix. That is a fix.
In terms of logic, you're tossing something. You know what you're tossing. Like
it just like grabs like a random thing. It's like, I'm tossing this pillow. Fuck you. Now there's actually skill
I think
to
it. Or you toss the Enigma, which sometimes you see like the fails where they toss the Enigma and they screw up the black hole or something like that. All right.
Yeah, that's a quality of life fix. Okay, let's jump to Troll Warlord,
and he is now destroyed to the ground.
Yeah, they burn him.
So
like, you go.
Okay, so you know how Beastmaster got +4 base attack, and that was that's a big thing. In that's a big thing. His Berserker Rage no longer provides 15 damage. That's the melee, so he does 60 normally. He has like what 45 range, 60 melee, something like that. Now he doesn't have that. it's gonna be so much more harder for him to last hit. It's gonna be so much more harder for him to compete because usually he's like, no one can beat him in lane. Like he can take on 2 heroes and he just wins. No longer provides vision. No longer provides for both melee, whirling axes, and ranges, so you can juke and stuff. Battle chance has been reduced, but at least Berserker's Rage is no longer removed on death, so I guess that's okay. That makes up.
Yeah, there's a lot of Aegis fixes, like even Medusa. Because you know when Medusa ags, if she dies, she comes back with like everything off. So now it doesn't. So that's really good.
Yeah, like which is silly because if you get stunned, you just die.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Same with Lone Druid. Like you have to go back into
troll as well.
Your true form. Okay, so this is okay. Someone else take the task. It's not so much my hero.
Oh my god! I mean, he's had a whole bunch of buffs. Ice Shard cooldown, great. Mana cost dropped. You know, but
I think the vision is good. Yeah, it's good.
But it's all down to his Aghanim Scepter, which adds a new ability called Walrus Kick, which kicks the target back 900 units. The kick slows by 40% for 4 seconds, and the kick is on a 12-second cooldown. So you are basically just punting a dude wherever you want. Punt him back into your own team and just watch him melt. Yeah. Or cliff him or whatever it is, but that is hilarious.
It says
looks hilarious.
It does say target, so it doesn't specify enemy or ally, so you can use ally. Just punt the Enigma into like the team.
Oh well, if it's
just punt him in there.
If it's dealing damage, I imagine it'd be enemies. Imagine
it
someone who's like.
Reminds me of it kind of reminds me of that Simpson episodes where like Homer's like following that turtle and then he kicks him like because he couldn't handle like just following him. Just the same thing with Enigma. Just like come on. And
then just you know what? Fine. You just kick him in. And anyway.
Like I wondered about the class speed because like imagine if for example a centaur blinks in to stun, but like as soon as he blinks in, you just kick him back in, kick him back out. It's like well. And then he stuns the ground. Like that'd be hilarious.
That would be very funny.
If you want to have like the novelty, just get Refresher. Just like kick him.
Kick everything.
Back, like kick him, punch him, kick him. Like what? For no reason.
Yeah, task is amazing.
The other thing which is really good is you don't have to wait for your snowball and wait for your allies to come in. Allies can join the snowball while it is moving, which is really cool. So you can just jump in. So that's fun. That gives you a bit more control.
That's pretty good.
They nerfed Undying a bit, but it's like whatever.
Is it a nerf?
So
yes, it is a nerf.
One. Yeah.
Except for the zombies.
Requires 1 attack to kill rather than having 30 health. So in other words, creeps can kill them with 1 hit when they normally kill them in 2 hits. So, yeah, it's a bit of a nerf.
Okay, so Ursa's rework.
Ursa.
You have to.
Yeah.
Now it goes into a frenzy, causing him to take 80% less damage from any source, and for his attacks to deal.
I wonder if that stacks with Centaur.
This is the path for less damage. Like this, so many things that give less damage.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because like. What I think maybe we'll go look over just overall everything. We're looking at better team fights, more exciting team fights, and extended team fights. Like if you're taking less damage, team fights last longer. There's more time to react. There's more time to do things. It's like you said, like if you cast Centaur's ultimate with Ags in the middle of a fight, you're pushing your team further in that fight by 70%. So same here. So 80% less damage, which is just like a giant fuck you, essentially. It removes all debuffs upon cast.
That's really cool. Initially, his ability, I've always found it awkward because he has Fury Swipes, and then he has this ultimate, which all you do is press it, and you just get more damage. There's no mana for it. There's nothing. It's just you just press it. Like why? So this one, it gives him an opportunity because for that 4 seconds, it allows him to actually be very effective when using it. Like usually he can be kited, usually he can be this, but this time he can go in and he can actually control the situation more.
Yeah.
Which I like. There's nothing wrong with
it. Which is good. Yeah.
Redomancer,
agree.
an extra 10 damage. Tick, so it doesn't do 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not too sure if are you a Visage player?
No, I'm not a micro player. Not
I
yet.
think if you do, so this is big. So, okay, Gravekeeper's Cloak, recharge time from 6 to 4, that's good, but Familiars no longer have 300, 400, 600 health. They require 4 hero attacks.
Yeah,
And
that's
more
pretty
if you're a
crazy.
cripple illusion. So, what the
That's
problem
really
was
good.
with Visage is...
Yeah, it's crazy
The biggest
good.
problem, with
So it
Visage...
scales.
Yeah, no, but the biggest problem with Visage at the time is... for example, if you have like a Conquer Cleave, it kills all your Visage. If you have an Ember Spirit, using that that AoE
Sleight of
physical
fists,
attack, it
yeah.
kills Sleight of Fist. It kills all the Visage. So late game, it's just useless to have. It has no point. But this time, you need 4 of those attacks. It doesn't matter how much damage you do. Supports do more damage technically because they but I think it's to stop those one-hit kills on the Visage birds. So now I think this brings Visage back. He's now back.
I agree.
Because of that.
I agree, and he's a strong hero. When played well.
Wait,
Weaver.
Darth, do you play this hero, Visage? I don't see you play him as much.
I've played Visage,
But-
yeah. Such a strong support.
'Cause,
Like even how squishy, even with how squishy the birds are, he still scales quite well. Like he gets really tanky when you get your bit of ATOS.
Right. Wait,
Alright,
so where? Oh yes. You want to talk about Warlock or you want to skip that?
I was happy to skip Warlock apart from the,
Okay,
the crazy
just-
regen on the golem.
Yeah. Okay, but just one main point again. Cast time, how I said it's very important. Fatal bonds has been reduced from 0.5. That's half a second to 200th of a second. So in other words, there's no excuse not to use fatal bonds before ultimate. Because before you're like about to use it and then like the fight's happening, it's like you're taking your sweet ass time just to try and get the fatal bonds out there, and then ult. This time you can get both out. Okay. Go for Weaver.
Yes, so Weaver. Swarm duration has now been rescaled. Static 16 seconds across it all, and the damage across the swarm is just 20. Makes it nice and easy. Makes you sort of wonder why you would level it up to level 4, really. If you look at the attack rate scale, which is the only thing that changes across the 4, which...
I think the main idea, because like every tick reduces the armor by 1. So if they're reducing the seconds of the ticks, then it's taking more armor off. If that makes sense.
I still think it drops the priority of leveling up the swarm.
I think that's the general gist.
Yeah. But his Aghanim Scepter upgrade now reduces the cooltime of time lapse, but also allows you to use it on allied heroes.
That's massive.
That is really cool.
That's
really
huge.
Cool. But I mean, the problem with Weaver is, okay, let's say if you get an Ags on a Weaver, you're just a bug. You're literally just a creep who has this really cool ability that can reduce the cooldown. Like, at what point do you get it? Do you need an alchemist with that?
No, you get it
late. Go on the offlane, because like I just don't know if do you get this instead of Lincoln's now? I don't know.
It depends on the game. You won't get it first.
So tough.
It's good, but you won't get it first. Depends on like what how you're playing as well, who you're playing.
I think it has to be like a specific strat, just like for example, you have an Alky mid, Tiny bottom, Weaver up. You get the Axe for the Tiny, then you get the Axe for the Weaver, and then you just buff Tiny to the point that no one can kill him. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out any way that you could actually make him viable.
No, that's fair enough. Let's see. We're coming down. Shackle shot's much easier now. I mean, well, not much easier, but easier. Your Wind Ranger players will take any. Say again?
You played Winter Wyvern.
I have played Winter Wyvern. Not much though.
Like more than me. So I think you can probably relate to this more. This is
I mean reworking of the Winter's Curse. So those cursed to attack the allies now 70% less damage from all sources.
So in other words, you have to attack the middle guy instead. You have to attack the guy you
have to attack the middle guy. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then area of effect increased from 350 to 400. So I think that's good because It's so hard to get more than 2 people in that ulti, so I'll take anything. And the duration across the board, has increased, which is good. And the cooldown, however, has increased.
Yep.
So I think because what would happen was that Winter's Curse, if you could land like 3 people, you would probably kill those 3 people just because for 3.5 seconds you're disabling them. And
look, the biggest thing and like the reason for the reworked and everything is because he's now in captain's mode. Like they have to balance him, and I think he's still really good. It's just they have to do this to make sure that he's still not OP or viable.
Yep. No, I agree.
So the other ones.
The reason I don't really care about Winter Wyvern that much is because Wraith King is next, and this cements Wraith King as a support. So added Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Allies who are near Wraith King within a 1200 AoE, which is massive.
That's so good.
When slain, become Wraiths for 5 seconds, delaying their death. They can continue to attack, casting, etc. Obviously, when the duration ends, the hero dies, and credit for the kill goes to whoever landed the original killing blow.
But I wonder, like, who you can stack that with. Like, what if you use like Dazzle or like Weaver's Ags on the Spectres and stuff?
I've seen it. Let's say if you use Dazzle's ult, you're gonna die in the 5 seconds.
I mean, not ult.
If you watch,
not ult. Sorry, Shellgrave.
Shellgrave. Like if you watch the YouTube, because I actually saw it, like the actual mechanics, you turn into this metallic creature, and it doesn't matter what happens, you just die in 5 seconds. If you use Juggernaut ulti, and the 5 seconds is up before the ulti finishes, you die.
You just die.
It's just 5 seconds. It's just 5
So
seconds.
No matter what happens, you're gone after 5.
But it's
so awesome.
So like imagine this. Imagine say I remember someone used this example. If you're a Crystal Maiden and you come back for 5 seconds and you haven't used your ulti, you can use your ulti, and
for
if
5
you get
seconds.
stunned, if you get stunned, someone has to use their stun on you and not someone else. So it's just like
it's scary.
You know, like you're baiting out other abilities.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think it's so good. It gives support Wraith King something really cool to work towards,
terrifying.
And that's massive. Like, yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more support Wraith King coming out of this.
Okay, so again, this is one of the things that it's so hard for him to get the Aghanims, and because team fighting mid game is so important, maybe you just go Alki mid and there's a Wraith King support and you just give him the Ags, like, and then everyone has 5 seconds.
It's a big one.
Like it's
and then a couple of patches to Thunder God's Wrath. The vision is reduced, and apparently there was a bug with it hitting invisible units, but that's been removed. Yeah. Let's get to it. This is it. This is what has made 6.84 the patch it is. New items. I mean, we haven't had a new item since Crimson Guard, and let's be honest, when Crimson Guard came onto it, everyone was like, what the shit is this? And no one bought it. But this, we don't have just one new item. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new items, 9 if you include the upgraded Boots of Travel. Like, this is crazy. Alright.
Shall we get started from the beginning?
Let's dig in. Roll up your sleeves, children. Okay. We're getting into this. So, Enchanted Mango. Finally, again, something that good Lord support's needed, because Clarity's, let's be honest, is shithouse.
Yeah. Well, so, look, Clarity's good in the sense that if you're like an Earthshaker, you're fine. Like you're not gonna get hit. But if you have to be close and you have to be in the fight, then Clarity's just useless.
But this is just so good.
It does come at a cost. 150 gold is nothing to scoff at. And like, but I reckon it'd be so good to use it like on, if you're support, to use it on like a carry who needs it, or someone who's like mana deprived and who's good at roaming. It might even just be worth it. Just getting an extra kill here and there because of that mana. It has its uses, but it's
and the HP
OP
regen.
Because of
it's pretty.
I don't think it's OP because of the 150 gold, because it's a lot of gold.
It's not OP, but it's it's an alternate starting thing instead of Clarity or Tangos. You get that.
I agree. You get this, and I completely agree. It just gives that option for I think you're gonna see it enchanted mangoes on aggressive tri lanes, just so that they can really keep that push up. Like if they're in a good position and you've burnt your manas to secure 1 kill, 1 enchanted or 2 enchanted mangoes, you can probably get the second one, and you've basically won that lane. So I think you're gonna see it a bit more on those aggressive tri lanes, just so you can keep that aggression up. Otherwise, you'd have to pull back and wait for those clarities to,
Yeah, I think that's the worst thing. Because it puts you in a really awkward position. You're just standing around where I have no mana. And I'm in an aggressive lane where I should be aggressive, but I can't because I have no mana. It's just.
And I would happily have 2 supports spend 150 gold each to guarantee the winning of an aggressive tri lane.
Yeah.
So I really like it. Mangoes and tangos. I also like that. All right, next item. Now I think this got DQ. Like I've never seen you with a heart on more than with this item. The Lotus Orb.
I'm so excited to play Rubik with Lotus Orb. Like seriously, it's crazy. I tested it out yesterday, and the thing that actually stood out the most that I wasn't expecting, because people say it's like Lincoln's, but instead of blocking it, it reflects the spell. Right? Wait, I'm looking at the right one. But the thing is, during the duration that you have Echo Shell on for 6 seconds, all target abilities actually get reflected, not just the first one. So it's not like a Lincoln's in that regard. So if you storm in and you have that on, like they can't target you for 6 seconds. It has it has quite a.
They can target you, but it just gets sent back. So if
that being said, it doesn't.
And they hex you.
It doesn't. Yeah, and it doesn't block the spell. That's the other thing.
You still take the thing.
It just mimics it.
So it's pretty high cooldown though.
For example, So for example, like 17 seconds isn't crazy. Like when you think that it lasts for 6 seconds, it's really only has a downtime of 11 seconds. But like for example, a lion might make a calculated move and it's like, okay, he's on 500, I'm on 900, I can survive my nuke, let's do it. So it's not foolproof, but it will stay their hand.
Yeah, and the best thing about it as well, it's like it's like Lincoln's, you can cast it on teammates. So if you have really good reaction time, someone's about to get fucked, then you quick cast it onto them. Then that's something that the enemy team might not like expect to happen. Like suddenly, holy shit! What?
I was thinking like when you would actually get this item, and I think if you want to be a very initiating hero and you want to get your spells off, this way it kind of allows that, or at least it hurts the other team. I was thinking like maybe like Jakira. Because it's a 4,000 cost item. It's not easy to
it's pretty expensive
to obtain. Especially early. Like you're giving up 4 staffs, Yules, Agonies to get this item.
No, this is not a. I don't think this is a support item. This is very much a core, and it's just it's a real. I think it's just a very good alternative for Lincoln Sphere. Yeah. For those team fights, depending if your enemy team has a lot of those selected hero abilities, because like you said, for 6 seconds. It may not stop them from casting the spell, but it will create a lot of hesitation. It may block out some spells as an option. Like, I wouldn't. Lion can't cast Hex. What would be the point?
The thing that I'm looking forward to the most is because it actually reflects the spell how it is. So if let's say Lion has Ags, and he uses it on you, like on you specifically, it will reflect an Ags Lion ult. So what I'm looking forward to is like someone, for example, Lena, about to ulti someone who has Blade Mail activated, and then you cast that on top of that. So it's just like, where did Lena go?
And the other thing is, so like unless you're really bad, like you want like to be spamming like abilities on him, but maybe 1 or 2. But usually it's just 4. It's just so the enemy thinks twice about targeting you.
Yeah, I agree.
So you run
That's
in
exactly
6 seconds and you can do things that you previously couldn't do, but they have to make that decision. Do I want to hurt myself in the process? Is it worth it? And that time they have to think, second guess themselves is enough to make it decent.
The other thing is
you can also get utility item. So go on.
I think, it's just another thought. You can also, I wonder if you can use it to replicate positive things. Like, for example, maybe Omni Knight can cast a spell and also have Dispel cast on himself.
Oh, I haven't tested that. Oh no,
yeah,
wait.
I wonder.
No. I think it does. Like with the Echo Chef Buff, it recasts all targeted spells.
All targeted spells. So,
it
yeah,
says
there you
cast.
go.
It doesn't specify. So if you're
That's
an Omni
true.
Knight and use repel. If you use heal, you can get double heal. I imagine. So that's a really cool.
That's another way. It can also double up positive ones. All right, let's move to the next one.
It's pretty good.
The other thing, and the other thing, and someone brought it up, is that okay? So at the moment, Rubik, if you try to, there's this thing that say if Rubik steals like Tide Hunter's ult, and then you use spell steal on the one who has
Echo Shell.
Echo Shell, then you get Ravage. And there was like a thing where
it works the other way around.
The way it had Ravages.
The way it works is it's really weird. When Rubik uses spell steal on someone with the Echo Shell, the person who has Echo Shell gets spell steal as like this sort of weird aside ability, and then they can steal whatever.
Oh,
it's a bug.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
It's a bug. It'll probably get hotfixed, but I mean, hilarious videos inbound. Like there's no shortage of them.
It was like 5 people with all that had Ravage. It was cool.
All right, so now this, like, where Loaded Sword probably isn't a support item, this is probably a very good support item. So here we are, Glimmer Cape, made of a Shadow Amulet and Cloak, which is pretty reasonable. 1950 for a support, it's very reasonable, and provides 30 attack speed and the 20% magic resistance. But what it does is targets an allied unit and makes it turn invisible after 0.4 seconds, and that ally gains 66% magic resistance. This lasts for 5 seconds, and the invisible unit can move. Obviously, attacking or casting spell would break the invisibility.
But it's only 0.4 second fade time again.
Yeah,
which is
16-second cooldown, which is nothing. And can be cast while channeling, so you can cast it on yourself.
So let's say Witch Doctor,
cool.
Crystal Maiden, any of those heroes that can use this 5 seconds.
Enigma,
and 66
exactly.
Magic. Enigma, walk in. Another thing I was thinking of, and someone brought this up, Pudge. You just give it on Pudge, you go invis, you just hook someone. Like it's left field, it's cheaper than usual, it's tough to deal with.
No, I think it's a really cool item. It's just have a bit of invisibility, there you go. Oh, can you quickly scout out the jungle for this gank? Invisibility, let's see what's going on there.
What was so cool, and somebody brings this up, like for example, if you're Slark and you're going for a Shadow Blade, right? So let's say you're going for a Shadow Blade. You buy a cloak, and then you buy the Shadow Amulet, so it's 1950, so you have this ability, and then when you want to have Shadow Blade, you can disassemble it.
Oh,
and then make
son of a bitch.
Shadow Blade, so you can actually...
So and you still got the cloak, yeah.
And you still have the cloak.
That's very good, because it can be disassembled,
yeah, so that's
nice.
a little cool thing that you can do.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
really
from
cheap
Shadow
as well.
Blade, you can get that new silver,
the Silver Edge.
I think that buffs Slark so much. Like
it straight up makes him a viable hero. We'll get to it in a second. So next one, again, super support item. It's the Hyper Support Boots, Guardian Greaves. It's made of an arcane boots and a mechanism and a recipe. It's basically it's 5.3k. It's definitely a late game, but it basically combines your arcane boots and mechanism into one, which is great, mind you, because when you're a support, slots, such a hassle. But this makes it great, and what we're looking at
the slots of the support slots, like it's so great.
So the passive, it gives you basically all the advantages that arcane boots and mechanism does. A bit more armor and a bit more stats, I think, but provides 2 armor and 4 health regeneration aura. And when the target's health is when the target's health is lower than 20%, it provides 15 armor and 15 health regeneration.
That's really good for sustaining fights.
It's a huge aura as well.
Exactly. It's active. It basically combines mech and arcane boots together, just a little bit buffed. It's 250 health and 160 mana.
And he removes negative debuffs from yourself.
And so good, so good.
Like I said, unless you're gonna get arcane boots and mechanism, there's no point going for this item. Other than that, if you are, then you like it's just natural. You can go for this and put 2 in 1.
No, I like it. That's basically it's not an item to go for, but I like that it's again, we came back to like the sort of meta talk about like, we're extending. It's either these games are going to go really quick or they're going to go quite late game. And again, it's just going to help those supports scale and more presence and more relevance in that late game.
It's really cool. But looking at it for like a 5.3k items, like its stats are really pretty bad. 5 armor, 5 stats, 250 mana. But I think
it's not like you're buying that in itself. Like it's already items that you get.
Yeah. I mean that's what I mean. Like it's like what Carlos said. You don't buy the item. Like you just go into it because you have the arcane boots and mechanism. Yeah.
Exactly. What do we got here? Moonshot.
So this is the cool thing.
So crazy.
I'll go further because this is like a new thing, and this is where the 7th slot is starting to become more prevalent. So you buy 2 hyperstones and a recipe, and you get 120 attack speed,
which is insane.
It gives you, which is a lot. I think that's the fastest attack speed item in the game. The other thing is it gives you bonus night vision. So I'm not too sure, which is cool. So I'm not too sure if you want to use it like say a Bat Rider. You want to buy it late game because it gives you night vision. But maybe like there could be some cool mechanisms there. But here's the cool bit, and I'm not too sure what to think about this yet. But when you use it, you can you gain a permanent 60 attack speed buff. So essentially, if you're 6 slotted and you want to get another item, like a bigger item, you can just consume it, and then you can get another item. So, and you get the permanent 60 attack speed. You give up 60 attack speed for the option to have another slot, and I think that trade-off is good. Very, very late.
Yes. No, I agree.
Can you give it to teammates?
I really like that it's there.
To use?
No.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yep, it's only for yourself.
Yeah.
Only for yourself.
But I think it's just this new mentality of the hyper late game. I think all these are in place just to make sure, like these hyper consumables, and the same can be said about the upgraded boots of travel. Like these high level consumables are there so that you have options to build into when the game goes beyond 50 minutes and everyone is farmed, and it just doesn't become this sort of weird stalemate waiting for you know the right team
and
fight to come in.
Roche, or waiting for this to happen.
Like you can be active and you can keep growing. So I really like this item, and I like sort of where the game is going. Now, Silver Edge, this combined with the whole new sort of gold bounty bonuses, is gonna make like the single man gank, the 2-man gank, the 3-man gank. Like this is what's like you're gonna see a lot more aggressive play, and this is an item that really supports that. This is a Silver Edge made from a Shadow Blade and a Sange, which is good because it's so rare for people just to buy a Sange, but now because what this does is you got 32 damage, awesome, 30 attack speed, 16 strength, which is really good. It's got the lesser main that Sange does, and then it's also got your Shadow Walk, which deals 225 damage and applies break to disable passive abilities. Reduces the damage output by 40% for 5 seconds.
All of it.
What the hell? All of it.
I was
that's OP against PA as well, because your initial attack can't miss, and then it disables passives afterwards.
Bristleback as well. If you think Bristleback is too tanky, you can get this item against him.
Yep.
And
then done. And then what can he do about it? Like this is the ganking item. This is gank supreme because you walk in invisible and you basically disable them. Like they've got no damage output against you. You've already done the 225 bonus damage, and they have no passive abilities against you. Insane.
Yeah, look, just looking at this, it's again, for example, Slark can be very strong. I remember I was having I was looking at this and to see if there's any negative from this. And I remember Sinrid made the point that it's great, but you have to get your attack off. If you don't, and you can stop them, it's useless, this ability. It just means that you have to be a bit more. You have to try to secure that hit and be as effective as you can. Because if they try to stop you, then it kind of mutes the
But here's the thing, like attacking to end invisibility cannot miss. Like you have that first guaranteed attack that first attack is guaranteed. So the only thing that's going to stop you is if they have sentries or a gem sort of spotting you walking in. Like, if you see that on someone, that is scary. You have to sentry up your jungle, or you have to get a gem on someone to stop that, because once the attack goes off, that person's probably dead.
Yeah, definitely. And like, if you're Slark, you just kill him. Like,
and that's what, to be honest, that's what Slark needed. Like, that little extra damage to top it off was basically it. And yeah, it's a crazy item, and it's one we're gonna see a lot of, I think.
Imagine it on a sniper as well. Like, with sniper's range, you'd be like less damage and no passive so far away. It's actually terrifying.
God. That's really scary. I didn't think of that one.
It might have to. I wonder if it has to be like. Yeah, I wonder if range to get it like as a long range thing.
I want it on Centaur. That is hilarious, because now you don't need to blink. You just shadow up to them. You walk behind them. You attack him once, then you stun, then you double edge. Stupid. And the cool thing is, because the way his return works is not based on the damage dealt to him. It's based on how much strength he has, and of course, Silver Edge gives you more strength as well. Like,
yeah, that's
awesome
true.
item for Centaur. So, it's a really cool.
I'm scared.
It's a really cool item. It lends to that aggressive play, which this patch is really promoting.
Yeah, and again, it's just another option to upgrade the Shadow Blade, because eventually you want to sell it, and the Sange, like, why get a Sange if, it just gives more options for both those items.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Solar Crest. Okay, so this one.
Yep. Go for it.
Oh, if you want, thank you.
No, you go for it.
This is so cool. Like, okay, so what this is essentially is that it's a combination of Medallion of Courage and Talisman of Invasion. So it gives you good armor, 10 armor, 75% mana regen, and 30% evasion. But here's the great part: it's as like a medallion, you can use it on an ally to give them 10 armor and 30% evasion. When targeting an enemy, it removes 10 armor and applies a 30% miss for 7 seconds. So this would be so good against supports who normally get Dalian to kill Roshan, and this is like the next item on top of that, or against if you want to try to shut down their carry or buff your carry. This is great, but it can be dispellable, so it's not immune.
Yeah, that's the same with Medallion of Courage anyway. But I like it again because it's one of these. It's a support item, and it's an option for a support item to push late game, and become something still really relevant.
Yeah, it makes MKB that a bit more appealing. Like if I was looking at some of them people picking up these items, and I'm like, should I go Daedalus MKB? I'd be like, I'm gonna get MKB just because if someone has a Solar Crest. It's just it's just interesting.
No, I think it's really cool. I want to talk about. I want to talk about this. So this is you said it
could be like we don't know how
it's game changing. It's game 100% game changing. So you say this is the day for intelligence carries, and I agree with you. And it is 100% because of this item, Octarine Core, made from a Mystic Staff and Soul Booster, 5,900. It is not cheap, but gives you crazy intelligence, 25 intelligence, 450 HP, 400 mana. You get the regen, 4 HP regen, and 100% mana regeneration. Okay, number one, ridiculous. Passive, cooldown reduction. All cooldowns are reduced by 25%.
Including items.
And then, if you thought that was crazy, alright. Yeah. Spell lifesteal. 25% damage dealt by spells onto heroes, and 5% from creeps.
This works for AoE as well.
Yeah, check out the link that I posted.
Insane. So we're talking like, put this on your Leshrac, put this on your Lina, put this on your OD, put this on your Lion.
It's gonna work best for heroes who have AoE.
Put this on
Leshrac, Zeus. Leshrac. Okay, so I was watching. Okay, and this is a bit different. This is not an Intel hero, but I saw this. I think this is a core item if it doesn't change this on Bristleback, because I was watching this this thing, and he was hitting 4 heroes, and he does more damage the more quills, and he was healing for like maybe 300, then 400 a hit, then 500 a hit. then 600 because it keeps going up. So it gets crazy. It gets crazy.
That's crazy cool.
That's
so
like
insane.
AoE heroes. Leshrac will be the same with his ulti. He'll be healing for like 200, like just 300 every
hit, every
pulse.
Like if you put you get Octarine Core and you get Bloodstone on a core Leshrac, you can't kill.
Yeah,
it's like all those stats because it will be like an additional 900 mana, additional 900 HP, additional 800 mana, the crazy regen from both the core and from the Bloodstone. Like, what are you gonna do? You just stand there and take it.
This is a cool. I love the idea. They're gonna scale this back. I'm just calling it right now. They're gonna scale it back because things are just a bit broken, like that bristleback thing. Like how are you healing for 500, 400 every quill spray? Like it just they would have to somehow try to rectify that. Like
I think they're gonna change the quills damage instead of it being magical. It'll be physical maybe.
No, but it works with any spell. So like spells, physical and
yeah.
So, like,
I thought it's only magical damage.
Nope. So axe spins would work. Anything? No, not axe. That's a passive. Anything that's a spell would work.
Yep.
Anything.
Yep.
That's fucked up. That's more fucked up than I thought.
Yeah, it is. So to me, it's the item of the patch. I mean, all these items are great. But it, like you said, like intelligence carries. I think we've got them. Like that's the item that will secure it for them.
Like you said, it's very refreshed because now you have a lot more options. Like it's not just a standard 1 to 5 position or strength as you carry. You now have like intel carries. You now have these cool abilities. You now have supports who can upgrade their items.
And go late.
To go late. You have a lot of more ag. So this is just so many options. You got the 7 slot. You've got the next one. The Observer and Sentry Wards being in the same inventory slot is the most amazing thing.
Oh my god! Again, as someone who plays so much support, it's so useful.
Like I have to consider dropping my my magic stick just to pick up sentries.
Yeah. Like, hang on! Don't tell a lie. You are the worst support in the world, Paul Cedric.
Trust me.
Don't pretend like you're a considerate support.
I support when I need to support, and that's usually in like
apparently never.
Games.
That is never. I've never seen support.
It's hey, in your tier now, I'm definitely going Midas, Crystal Maiden, definitely. Like,
oh god, it's horrifying. But yes, like you said, such a quality of change, and oh god, was it needed. So that's a whole slot that supports can free up, and that's so useful because the supports you're carrying your dust. Like if you're carrying dust, observer, and sentry wards, that's 3 slots. And then once you've got your early game items, you've got your wand, maybe you have an urn, and maybe a bracer. Like
medallion,
you just can't keep up.
Like whoa, like because
you
like,
won't even have room for an axe.
Like supports usually 6 slot faster than anyone else, just because they get a lot of cheap, effective items. And this is what's so great because you can combine them. You can have abilities like Guardian Greaves where you can mix arcane and boots and mechanism and put them together.
Exactly.
So you free up. So you free up another slot for late game. So it's
like such a big change.
So
I loved it. Upgraded boots of travel, very cool. Now you can target. Allows you to target and teleport to ally heroes.
It's 4,500 all up, so it's expensive still. I would imagine that it'd be only on heroes who are rare or when everyone's 6 slotted. You would upgrade it because usually you just go through the creeps. Like it's just it's 2,000. Like imagine like Tinker getting 2,000 like gold just to get a boots of travel. Then he has to get another 2,000 gold, and then that's when he's.
Well, Tinker wouldn't need it because he has rearm.
But it is pretty cool because he gets boots of travel anyway to just go to a hero and just like.
To fight, like mean?
I think if there was a hero that can benefit this greatly, it'd be Coddle. You just come in, you bring like another hero, so you have 3 people to gain 1 person, something like that. But other than that, I think it's like a 6-slotted item.
Yeah, it's just another way. It's just another way to pour your money into sort of in that late game. So they're the new items, and there've been a couple of item changes. Abyssal Blade's been nerfed a little bit, damage dropped. Yeah, I know. Like I look at these, I'm like, I'm not interested. Energy booster. This is an interesting one. The cost for energy booster was dropped by 100 gold. That's very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of price changes.
So Arcane Boots
Everything's so
got a
cheaper.
big buff because what happened was, supports started and it was such a good item. Supports went for the what the other boots? What was it called?
Tranquil.
Tranquil boots. Everyone was getting tranquils because of the movement speeds and the roam and the regen, and so they had to do something to make Arcane Boots more viable. And I think making it cheaper and getting rid of the activation mana cost.
Yep, I agree.
So,
Yeah, so now you can use it against AM. Because back then, when everyone's like low mana, you can't Arcane Boots for your team because you need the activation.
Oh yeah, because
now
like, it's now 900 radius. Yeah. Like
nice. No, it's very good.
There's nothing more annoying than people out of the arcane range, and because like you're trying to tell them to get into the range, and then they get out of the range, and 900 is a good range. 900 is a good range.
Yeah,
I'm happy with
it's
it.
hard to miss with that. Yep, I agree. Let's see.
Bloodsong got increased to compensate for the energy booster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course. Simple.
Alright, Armlet is still going to be the shittest one of the shittest items in the game. Let's move on. Like you might get on 1 or 2 heroes in that.
I do like the quality of life change that when you've got the Quelling Blade, not only when you're trying to target wards, not only does it instantly just kill the ward rather than just do a stupid 100 damage, I don't know why that was a thing, but also increases the chop range to 450 so that someone with a Quelling Blade who can see a ward and is a melee hero just can't stand there jacking it until a range hero comes along. You can probably get close enough to.
That's really cool. I like that.
Just literally standing.
The other thing to notice is that it's great earlier game because it gives you 40, but then later it becomes not as good because it's about the damage and not your base damage, not your full damage. And I don't know why Quelling Blade was used on Roshan. Like, thank God they stopped that.
Yeah.
Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, you're killing it 32% faster.
Yeah.
And you have
exactly.
Troll
I
getting
agree.
it in like 20 seconds. Yeah.
I also like that Battle Fury has the bonuses of Quelling Blade, so it's now a crazy super farm item. And you can just no need to have your Quelling Blade in Battle Fury. You can just get rid of your Quelling Blade and have the Battle Fury. It's the same thing.
You kill creeps quicker, but you lose 10 damage for fights. But like you farm faster, so I guess it's it's pretty cool.
It's well, I mean, Battle Fury was really a farming item anyway.
Yeah.
Unless it was a counter to illusion heroes.
Oh, thank God this is that Black King Bar can be sold. Like, people have been asking this for a while.
It's so annoying that you couldn't.
The reason you couldn't sell it was because if you sold it, you get half the price back, and then all you have to do is pay half the price to buy another BKB, and you get 10 seconds.
And you get your 10 seconds again.
But they got rid of it because now it doesn't reset the duration. So then people go, well, why can't I sell it now? And here it is.
Here it is. You are.
Okay,
good quality
so
of life change.
here's the lesser shitter item to the was it the Lotus Orb? The Blade Mail?
The Blade Mail. Yeah.
This is your Blade Mail.
Yeah, but it's just a cooldown reduction. A couple of cooldown reductions here and there.
Blades of Attack is actually cheaper. I mean, like Phase Boots is a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But
the duration
60 gold.
60 gold.
But yeah, 60 gold.
That's good. I like that.
Let's see. A couple of
booster travel. Booster travel 45 seconds. You don't know how good that is, because what happened is that now it's an item that you want to consider because it's 45 seconds and a normal TP has been increased.
Yeah, it's been nerfed.
Oh wow.
So in relatively,
you get it earlier.
Like you want to get booster travel. Like if you benefit from booster travel, you want to get it
earlier.
More so. Yeah.
Interesting. I want to talk about. Go on. Oh,
no, I was going to say 900 is the radius. Like everything that has a radius has been usually increased from 750 to 900. That's the key number. That's the key number.
Now, I'm excited for, and again, as someone who loves Centaur and these sort of strengthy heroes, now Vanguard and Crimson Guard now are legitimate items that you should start thinking about, because the damage block is 75% chance. You're basically damage blocking, and they obviously had to nerf the stout shield a bit in response to that, and they did. But you have a 75% chance on Vanguard, and Crimson Guard also 75% chance, also blocks more damage, and again has that larger 900 area of effect.
Yeah.
I think
larger.
I think that's worth it. Like if you have a 75% chance to block 55 damage.
I mean, like, okay, so Centaur is now a very versatile hero. Like, not every game you get Vanguard, not every game you'll get an Ags, but like you can get one game you can get a Crimson, one game you can get an Ags, one game you can get like a Lotus Orb. One game you can get, anything. Like he's becomes
You
very.
get the silver edge, like, oh god, he's gonna be so good. Yeah, he's gonna be a hero. I'm gonna keep a close eye on, and I also love playing him. Very satisfying. It's also his real name is Brad.
Yeah.
Centaur the Brad Warden, more commonly known to his friends and girlfriends as Brad.
Wow.
Uh,
That's cool. That's really cool.
Again, linking to your push strategy, like Desolator's, recipe
really
cost
big.
drop from 600. That's a massive. That's
So
a massive.
you lose 10 damage, but it's 600 gold less, so it's really cheap, and that means pushing be easier. So what's that now? It's like 3,000. So it's 600, 600, 1,600, 600, 3,200,
3,500.
Yeah, 3.5. Yep. So it's really cheap, Desolator, and it does a lot of damage to buildings. So again, better for sieging. It gives more incentive to the Desolator because it's not the best late game item, because it does fall off.
Yeah.
But
well, now
it
it's so cheap. Like even supports can probably get it later.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing that could be handy. Diffuser Blade works on ranged illusions.
Oh, that's should have been.
Drow, it'd work. Yeah,
Mirana.
So at least it's there. At least it gives more options.
Mirana Terrorblade.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Should have been like that since the start. I think.
The problem with the Diffuser Blade and like items like that is it's like one of those items that only like 2 heroes ever get. Yeah. You know what I mean?
PL.
Like, and like you're trying to make it
PL and more
trying
PL.
to diversify it. So you PL. Yeah, that's that PL Mirana sometimes. But like,
yeah.
I don't know, like it's Ricky definitely.
I was about to say, Divine got a boost. Dust got a boost.
Someone said, someone said Divine Rapier should like they're trying to make a petition to decrease the damage from 330 to 322. So that's really good.
That's
wait.
Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's like a story.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So what happened? There was like this Southeast Asian team versing against an Australian team, CSW, and they bet $322 that the other team would win. So they threw the game so they get money.
And they bet against themselves.
And they got they picked against them. So they got caught and they got banned and everything, and then like it became this 322 thing. It's been around for like a year and a half.
Okay.
And so every time someone's throwing or like someone like a fight is a comeback, you see in Twitch chat just 322.
It's so annoying.
They'll just
that's terrible.
So yeah, that's the story behind it. It's really,
I'm with you there. Alrighty. Drum of Endurance. I love that they're trying to make this thing relevant again. But the attack 20 attack speed bonus. It's alright.
It's been buffed so much. 6 charges.
That's like you've increased it by 100%. The item.
That's really good.
I think it's good. No, the big nerf. Well, it's not even a big nerf. That's the thing. Like it's the Yule Scepter, which needed a nerf.
Yeah, and then Force Staff is buffed again.
Look,
it's always interchanging.
I remember playing in a team, like, and people still deciding between Force Staff and Yules. And I remember, in my team, like FaZe and I, we just agreed Yules is the best item on literally like even carries. Like
anyone,
he would have this thing where Ember Spirit would get Yules, or Shadow Fiend got Yules. Bristleback, I got Bristleback Yules, and what happens? You just spam quills. You never run out of mana. You just spam quills all day, and you run into the fight. You run into the fight with 4 stacks, so you have like an extra 150 damage. So it became like a really like it just became that item that everyone got. Lena, all the supports got it. Like no one cared about 4 Staff. It's just
no 4 Staff's irrelevant. But I think the other indirect nerf to Yules is like there are so many better items now.
Yeah, so it gives you more options. It's not just either is it Yules or 4 Staff.
Nah, there's a lot, man. Yeah, I think it's good.
I'm really excited. So 175 mana. That means sometimes if you have combos, you might not get it off. If you have,
I was doing the maths. Like in terms of people who need the combos, the Shadow Fiend Spirit Bomb is still fine. He'll make it, and Lena can still get her full combo off. But it will basically cost her entire mana pool.
Look, I think the difference is that, for example, Lena, if you use mana beforehand, and then she sees you, like it's, you know what I mean? Like
You can't
you've
do
already
it, yeah.
used mana. You might have to. So I guess it stops that.
Yeah.
Okay, Eye of Skadi has been considered, and it's always been considered like the better heart. Like, because there was once a time no one picked up Eye of Skadi. Now everyone picks it up. If you're going for a heart, don't just go for an Eye of Skadi instead.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
better
much.
in every way. So they've nerfed it a bit from 3 to
For
2.5
ranged
seconds, but
heroes.
that's nothing. And it's still the
For
same
ranged
5
heroes,
seconds for me. Like
apparently.
it's
So
still better to get
that's
Eye of
sniper.
Skadi than heart.
Yeah.
It's just like
So
sniper.
there's
Fuck
only,
you. You're not getting Scotty anymore.
Yeah, oh no, it's still, dude, it's still good. 2.5 seconds, like you'll still get it.
Oh yeah.
I'll still get it. Flying Courier got a buff.
That's good.
It's not a patch unless you
It's
get
so
the
slow.
buff.
Yeah.
Like compared to like the old Flying Courier.
Yeah.
It's so slow.
I just want the very, very old Flying Courier where he could use Dagon. That was so good.
Yeah, I know, right? Like you fly around
like,
with it, gives you vision,
if you
and
have
then
an
you
item
Dagon.
on the Courier, you can actually use items, and he just flies around
Yeah.
with Dagons. It became like that 7th item.
That's
that you
hilarious.
sometimes have. It was great. What else to talk about?
Cheaper everything.
Both cheaper everything. Heart of Tarrasque and Lincoln Sphere got buffs, which is fair enough considering that they have to scale against these new items that have come in.
Yeah.
So Heart of Tarrasque has got
all-
more health regen, and the Lincoln Sphere has a
Why
small.
they made it more expensive though? I mean, 200. I mean,
Because
I know it's only
because
200.
both Reaver and Eagle Song have
Oh,
dropped
cheaper.
dropped in
Yeah, so
price.
it's
Yeah.
balanced out.
Cool. So there's only one way you get Heart of Tarrasque if you're sieging the base and you just want to go back, go full HP and attack it again. Other than that, Skadi's better in every form.
Well, and even for someone who is so strength dependent, for example, like Centaur, because it gives that 25 strength. However, Skadi will give you 20 strength anyway, and you get the slow. Like, it's a good point. Like, Skadi
It's just
is just much more superior.
5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
5
5
okay,
seconds.
So
Magic,
magic.
it's crazy.
So magic wand, you don't have to buy a recipe. Thank
Yeah,
God,
good.
I hated that.
That's a good
2
magic one
branches in a
recipe now
circlet.
as well.
That's good.
Instead of
Yeah.
3 branches. And what this mean is that you won't sometimes get your courier clogged up because everyone has like
So many branches and recipes. Yeah.
like you have like 6 branches in the courier, and then items are dropped in base, and you just kind of like, oh shit.
Well, Mask of Madness, the nerf that was needed,
Oh, thank
17%
God.
movement speed.
You just couldn't catch him. You just couldn't catch
Yep.
a sniper if he runs away
Yep.
with Mask of Madness.
Yep, yeah, it was the
Ugh.
best.
Yeah.
Mechanism
Thank God.
or increased to 900, the magic number. A couple of other changes. The buff to Necronomicon.
It's huge.
Yep.
That's so good.
And like
Necro's so
what
shit.
it essentially means is like, because like look, no one gets Necro 1, no one gets Necro 2, and be like, like you need Necro 3 for it to be effective. This way, at least it's just as effective when you get it. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah,
because,
when
like,
your
you get it
archer
earlier
at
and
level
be-
2, when your archer at level 2 is doing 90 damage, yeah, that's gonna turn heads.
So yeah, and look now level 1, it's doing 50% more damage on the archer and nearly 50% more damage on the melee.
Yeah,
So
very
again, I think it's a buff to Beastmaster indirectly because he's the one who gets it first. He's the one who gets the item first. So I think Beastmaster will benefit mostly from this.
Yeah, I love now that
Lycan as
Observer Awards give experience. Thank you, whoever thought that was a good idea. As it just gives me that, because the gold, the gold bonus was nice, but now I just get that extra satisfaction when you deward. You know what I mean?
Look.
missed
I
it.
swear, I don't care about that. I mean, like, it's fine, but it's just that wards can no longer miss. I hate the.
That's so
I
good.
hate
That's
trying
true.
to shoot it like 10 times, and
So
the
dumb.
enemy's coming at you. It's like you're 1 hit away. You're like,
Oh yeah.
no,
Or when you
and
know
then
there's
you
like a
die and
Sergio
it's not
Fragile or
dead.
something.
screw this ward. I'm fucking committing to it. I'm gonna die for this ward.
And it
then
doesn't
you
die
lose the game off it.
because you miss again. It's the worst thing.
It's
Yeah.
I hate it. Thank God. This is quite cheesy. Poison attack can now be lethal. It does 3 damage a second.
Yeah,
So
when
I guess
if you were that low, you're probably gonna die anyway. So whatever. But you know, Pipe of Insight's boost is quite nice.
To 10 magical
Again,
resistance.
trying to make it more viable. Such a rare item to see out there in the world.
Barely anyone
100,
gets it.
Yeah.
I think it now it's gonna be picked up. I think now it's gonna be a good item because 10
it's good
that
value.
magic resistance, nice.
And the regen is just so good.
One more
Power
tread.
treads. One more
Beautiful.
attribute. That's all right. I'll take it. No, let's look at the radiance because the radiance
Yeah.
has been buffed considerably. So more expensive in the recipe by 75 gold, which is what, like a jungle camp or whatever. But now the burn causes 17% miss rate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Madness. And I have seen.
So finish.
Yeah, no, and Radiance was strong enough. Like I was watching there was a Star Ladder game where the Naga got an early Radiance and won the game with it. She would just have 3 illusions chase after the sniper, and the sniper could do nothing. And now the sniper can do even less because even if you turn and fight, he would miss.
Okay, so now what I want to talk about, they increased it by 75 gold, but don't be deceived, they decreased all the gold. And like if you're farming for radiance, you're farming creeps. So if you're Medusa, you're doing nothing but hitting creeps. So you're effectively gaining gold. I forgot, like 15 to 25% less, and yet you have to compensate that. So it's gonna take longer for you to get it. It's not just 75 gold. You have to there's more to it than just that.
They only nerfed the lane creeps though, right? Like.
No, and the jungle creeps. And the jungle creeps have been decreased by 25%.
Yeah, jungle creeps have been dropped in their bounty as well. Yeah, so it's like jungling heroes. Yeah, jungling heroes is less viable. Like that basically means it's like a 0.25 increase in how long it's going to take you to farm a Midas or anything.
On the other hand, it's more consistent because now mud golems can die from magic. It's not like
that's useful.
You have 3 mud
it's
golems.
pretty good.
It's just like, GG.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
This reminds me of the old Radiance. So the old Radiance used to be similar to this, but it was much less damage. It was like 40 damage or 30 damage, but it gave you 15% evasion. This now affects everyone that's affected by Radiance, 17% evasion.
That's good.
So I guess again, like I think it's trying to give it more viability. Like it's an item that only like 2 heroes get, maybe 3, and then it's just. It's one of those items where you don't get it unless it's like you're a Naga or like a lone druid, for example.
So refresher orb recipe has been changed. It's now made from 2 perseverances and a recipe, with a cost of 5,300, 10 HP regen, 250 mana regen, and 20 damage. So no attack speed. Half the damage bonus, which is fair enough. I mean, it's not like you would get refresher on people who right-clicked anyway. What do we think about that recipe change?
Big nerf. So essentially, what it does, it gets rid of 6 intelligence. And refresh is already hard to, because it's a lot of mana. So you lose 120 mana, something like that. I'm not too sure. Something like that, 100 mana. It gives you more regen and it gives you worse stats. Just overall, so it's supposed to be a nerf to it. Darth, unless you got something. There is something. Did we ever go over Lone Druid? Ags? I'm fucking messing.
Oh, I don't know.
Just the ability to have your bear. I swear, I'm just
Ags.
thinking about Lone Druid, and then I'm like, did we even talk about his Ags?
But
yeah,
like you get refresher orb for the refresh anyway,
Yeah, you don't get it for the attack speed. It makes to me it makes more sense.
Look, it's fine. The difference is that 6 intelligence. Don't be deceived. Like a lot of people, many times when I get refresher, you have to be like, okay, I have to use my arcanes, refresh arcanes again, just so I can get all my spells off. So 6 intelligence.
That's true. They buffed my favorite item in the game, Rod of Atos.
Now people would I think people would use this item.
You get an extra 10 intelligence.
The Rod of AUI.
I love it. I love it. It's such a good item. For supports, it's the best because the cast range, ridiculous. The slow,
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like you can engage from so far away, and the cooldown, you will definitely use 2 of these in a team fight. So oh, it's the best.
The cast range is so long as well, so.
It's massive.
It's
You can engage from anywhere.
1,800
Satanics.
or something. So.
It's 2 star. It's 2,000. No, it'd be 3,100.
It's like further than night vision, I think.
But and it's so easy to build into. Like it's 2 stars of wizardries and your vitality booster. Like it's very reasonable. It's easy on a core. You can get it late on. Even if you get it late on a support, it's still very very relevant. Just secures those kills and those ganks. Satanic's range duration has been increased. Again, sentry wards. You can't miss when you attack him. Very good.
That's great. Shiva's been increased by 5. I know it's not much, but I didn't think Shiva's guard needed a buff. It was a really good item.
Maybe again, some of these buffs have come just to scale with the new items. I would imagine.
So, because what's so great about Shiva's guard is that attack speed reduction. It's so great. Jumping in, you're tanky. Everyone attacks like shit, and you just win the game. It's a great item.
Stout Shield has been nerfed, but I think that is because not only have they reduced the cost, but I think it's also an incentive to build into Vanguard. Just so you can show, because it's only 50% block chance instead of 53, and if you build into Vanguard, you go from 50 to 75.
There's that. I'm just not too sure. I mean, maybe because like, what happens if you're offline? You always want to get a Stout Shield.
For sure.
But maybe you won't anymore. Maybe it's better to get stats. I haven't done the maths for it. But like I said, less chance to block, less damage you actually block. So it is cheaper, but maybe get a brand on top of that. But I'm not too sure. I think someone will do the analysis for it. Some offlaner and tell me. So.
Wait, aren't you the offlane here?
No, yeah, but like there's some really good people who just know all the maths. And they just do it in their head.
Anyway.
So.
I do love
Okay, just before we go, in every patch there's always one really big gimmicky thing. It's just a funny thing. Last patch it was the Gyrocopter 4-star on the missile.
Yeah.
For this patch, it's this thing. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's funny. It's
I think
great.
It's awesome. Like you
it's
can
great.
use
Like,
a
I love it.
tango
I
to
love
eat
it.
a ward. I think it's the best. I think any and more excuses to anything to encourage dewarding should be applauded.
I tested it out. You can't eat your own wards, unfortunately.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That'd be
fair
really
enough. That
good.
makes sense.
Because the big problem is, for example, if you put a sentry ward and you screw it up and you block your own camp or something like that, like it'd be cool if you can actually use the tango to eat it.
I don't know if you can
You
use
might be
a
able to use
quelling
a quelling
blade.
blade.
Or
test it out.
you put the sentry down, you kill the wards, and then you use a tango to eat it up, and you walk away. So no one knows you dewarded it. I don't know, like.
It couldn't hurt. So like you said, the big nerf. Town Portal scrolls now 70 seconds.
So you have to prepare a bit more. It means if you TP,
Just can't,
it's better for split pushes. So you have 5 extra seconds of doing stuff. You can know, okay, if 3 people TP bottom, there can only be 2 people top, or max, for example, and blah blah blah, and you can do the maths and you can split push on it. It just gives you a bit more time.
They've buffed Veil of Discord very nicely. Made it cheaper, cooldown reduce. Duration has been reduced, but so is the mana cost. But I think
it's
good.
I think it's really good.
I think it's really. It's a value pick now. I think value pick. It's so good for those Magic team fights.
The main
feels
thing,
terrifying.
I know you guys like playing. I know you guys like playing support, but if they have, and this item's the best against a PL, just because if you use Veil of Discord on a Phantom, Phantom Lancer, it actually tracks him. Like the purple visual effect goes on the right Phantom Lancer.
Oh, really?
And none of the other illusions.
Oh, wow.
So you can track him.
Even if he juxtaposes, it doesn't dispel?
Nope, it stays.
Oh, it's really good.
Madness.
And not much people know this, but it's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
know
So
that.
you can always know which one's the real one, unless
really
they
good.
somehow fixed it and I haven't heard about it.
And the last item change, we now have Vladimir's on ranged heroes. This is massive. Not only does the Vladimir's now provide a 3 health regen aura, but you've got that lifesteal on ranged heroes, and that's just so important
Look,
for those
so
fights and for
Vladimir,
anything.
I think, is one of the most efficient items. It gives you lifesteal. It gives everyone 5 armor. Gives everyone damage, extra damage. Don't forget that. It gives them like I think like a 15% extra damage. It gives them 15% now lifesteal, and now ranged heroes have lifesteal. Like this is an item.
But the best thing about Vlad's is it's not a unique attack modifier.
Yeah.
So that's like the only lifesteal that does that. So that's actually really good.
It seems like they're phasing out unique attack modifiers. To be honest.
Yeah,
like
slowly. Yeah.
Well,
They've changed it over the last few patches.
And like it's good that they don't get rid of it in one go, because then some heroes could be very OP. They're just doing it slowly by slowly to see if its effect.
There you go. Well, that's it. That is 6.84.
Well, okay, let's
Wraith King
do
passive, bro.
A sum. Okay, let's.
Well, I
do a
mean,
summary.
items wise.
Yeah, so we just read through it. What do you guys think? Like, just overall.
I think, and especially like this big change coming before TI4. This is just my thought. Like, we're gonna see this encourages much more aggressive play. Much more aware of sort of where your team is. Like we're gonna, and games are gonna go one of two ways. They're more likely to end quickly, and they're gonna be more team fights and more ganks, just because of the way this new gold bounty system works. So it really favors people who have that aggressive strategy. It's like risk reward, you know.
I agree.
And it's interesting because I think coming into this TI4 as well, I think this new patch is really going to favor those really aggressive teams. Like your IG, your VG, like those teams who naturally like to play.
Oh, VG, I think they got one of the best roamers, like they're so aggressive.
Exactly, and you think of Chuan as well, who's such an aggressive support, and now he can scale late game with some of these items. Like if you put, like imagine Chuan with the Glimmer Cape going, or a Solar Crest, like there's some real strong possibilities there for aggressive teams. So I'm really looking forward to this TI5. Sorry,
just
it's
on what you're talking about, what makes it so great? I remember there was a support player saying, "Look, I play like very aggressive, but if I die, whatever, I'm a support. Like I die, nothing much is lost. You know. But like if it does work out, then I change the game massively. Now because you're support and you have like less net worth." It's even more incentive to be aggressive because you're not giving away that much gold.
What are you? You're giving less gold away anyway.
It's worth the risk. It is
and
worth
if you
the risk.
Exactly, and if you do get that gank or you do get that kill off, you get even more gold just because of the system. So, like I said,
this
I think
does heavily favor VG. Like they're just their play style.
Yeah, well, I think like I said, VG, IG, they're very aggressive teams. I think like those more passive teams, like some of your Western teams, which are like to play more passive secret, I think are gonna. This is not a patch that favors them.
Oh yeah. The thing that's different, they'll change the style, and I think what's great about Secret is that, and like if you watch them, they'll change their style based on the meta. Like they're quick to do that. And
that was back then though. Like now I feel like they're a lot more limited at how they can do that.
Yeah. So like. Well, they're farming, but now they realize that they need to be ganking more. So I think they'll change it. I think they'll change it up and they'll do it.
Well,
like,
but I think
that's. I mean, like if Puppy, because Puppy will look at this and go, yes, we need to gank more. It's not worth sitting back and farming as much. So he'll make, I reckon, drafts and strategies around that.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I think what we can sort of guarantee is that going into TI5. Very different game. It's going to be some great spectating, I think.
Okay.
Coming into TI5, some very good team play.
What is amazing? I mean, like for me, like for this patch, is the diversity, especially for supports and like there's more paths to take. There's more things to consider, and the skill cap is going to be higher because there's going to be more heroes in the pool. There's going to be more items potentially going to be taken. You have to think about. I won't be surprised if, say, next patch or patch after, if it's very diverse, that they're gonna add like an extra ban into captain's mode, just because of how like diverse the heroes are. So I'm really looking forward to how.
Yeah, me too.
So what, like 3 bans first pick or something?
Yeah, 3 bans first.
But like not 3 in a row, like.
Yeah,
Two,
no,
two.
as in like 3 in a row, and then 2, and then 1.
No.
3, 2, 1.
2 ban, 1 ban, 1 ban, then pick, I think. Because it's OP
No, you
if
can't do
you're
that. You
like the
can't do 4
first team
times.
that
It's
like bans 3 heroes in a row.
no, but
That's
both
massive.
teams can ban 3 heroes. I think. Yeah.
But, yeah, but not at the same
the idea. No, but the idea is if more heroes are viable, like if all the heroes are viable, that means that there's more heroes to ban. I mean, like there's more heroes to consider, so that means another ban won't actually affect the game too much, but it would give you that extra edge.
Yeah.
Because like if you have 10 heroes to choose from, then like if you're OP, then yeah.
Like
But
in TI1.
now 30, like it's. And I think this would lead not to just one. Hopefully, I really hope this doesn't lead to like a one-style meta, but that a lot of different teams can have different kinds of metas. Like some could be more pushing oriented, some could be more ganking, and you have that one occasional team that could be more kind of stand back and farming and defensive and bring out techies. You know what I mean? Like I'd hope that there's more than one style of play that come out of this. It's not like you pick a sniper or troll and see what happens. It's hopefully you can just choose a lot of things. Hopefully you can pick the heroes you like and make a strategy around it, rather than pick like a strong hero.
Well, I mean, like me, some of the heroes I'm going to investigate and look into. Centaur for sure. There's just so many options for him. I think OD. I think his strength as an initiator now with his Ags upgrade is just too much to be ignored. I think CM with the buffs is
I'll go CM. I'll try
such a
Bane.
strong presence. Shadow Demon is another really strong one I want to have a look into. Like with the break on his ultimate. F off, man. That's just too good. So
Coddle. I'm definitely want to try the new
Coddle. I think it's time to have to learn
what
Coddle.
you can do with that.
DQ, what heroes are you excited to try out?
Well, like, I wanna firstly see how all these new items and all these changes would affect supports. Because, like, none of my main heroes are actually affected, which is good, because in 6.83 they all were. So, yeah, I want to see how it changes, but, yeah, my favorite update is Nyx, definitely. Like, I don't play Nyx.
I think out of all of it, like, it's important to know that all heroes are affected by this patch, even if it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all the meta changes. For
yeah,
example,
that's what I mean. Like, I want to know how it would
heroes
affect.
have fallen out was because pushing has been nerfed. It's not so much the hero is bad, but if pushing is back, then your hero is just indirectly buffed. So I think all heroes are affected by this.
Yeah, I didn't say they weren't.
The ganking heroes are definitely more affected, which I like.
Yeah.
They're gonna be better.
Awesome. Very good. Well, final thoughts. So we'll call it off. What was that? Like 3.5 hours?
Yeah, it went a lot longer than we expected. So that just shows like how big the patch is.
Because you said 30 minutes. And it was like, have you seen this patch? This is gonna take forever. I have so much to talk about. Yeah. No, I can't wait to see, like, my time with Dota, as with anyone who has like a real life, is limited. So to watch the professionals do crazy shit with this patch,
that's what I'm waiting for. Because normally, like, normally they do things that you don't even expect or realize, and it's like, oh, right, that's how that would go. So.
Quickly on another note, and this is really sad. You know, Nikwa from Alliance, he got kicked out of Alliance. And it's really bad because and this is what Peter PPD said. He says, "This is shitty, man. Condolences. Stuck with them when they were down and carried them back. Won't forget, and they won't win without you." So they kicked him out, and like now Alliance are quite strong, and they just decided to kick him out after he did a lot of the work. So I think everyone's.
Did they kick him out after Star Ladder?
No, they kicked him out after the patch. I think I'm really thinking they're gonna get Bulldog back.
Wow. We'll see.
Well, it's not like they kicked Bulldog. Bulldog left.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bulldog.
This is sad.
Bulldog's patch.
All right. Well, I have to wrap up. I have to go.
Yeah, I want to get some food as well.
It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. Who signs off? You would sign off, DQ. It's your stream, I guess.
I'll cut it off. I don't know if I'll put this up on YouTube now. It's so long. It's like 3 hours.
Everyone has it on YouTube. Everyone's 3 hours. Like, I think it's just one of those long patches that Like when everyone's talking about it, you're just gonna do 3 hours. Like everyone's 3 hours.
It's essentially a
I
new
think
game.
just naturally. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think that's just
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it
it's
keeps
great.
it fresh.
Definitely.
Which is good.
And,
Like, if they want it to be an esports, then it can't be like the same thing for like 10 years. It has to always change like this.
Yeah, it's got different seasons.
Yeah, it's really good.
Essentially. I want to test some things out. But what?
Alright.
I'll think about it. Oh, wait, are we done with the stream? Is it? Oh, still.
Okay, so that went a lot longer than anticipated. I legitimately expected only a half an hour podcast because the last one that I did was that, but unfortunately we got caught off on other things, which is totally fine because it was educative for us as much as it was for any viewers that joined. Because yeah, it's a really big patch and it takes quite a while to digest all of it. So it's great that we had a discussion over it with different opinions and perspectives. Unfortunately, it makes a really long VOD, but what can we do? We'll put it up. It's been a good episode. I apologize for the technical difficulties half an hour in. Couldn't do much with that. That was my ISP fucking around. So I missed their conversation as much as you did as well, so I don't know what they discussed, but yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tonight in what's the time? In 3 hours for my normal stream. I'm probably gonna do some Dota. Unfortunately, it's still 6.83, so nothing too exciting. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tonight.